Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Friday night. Be honest, you were expecting the vest, weren't you? The wife beating vest. Not tonight, guys. It's kind of okay today. I might get the fashion police after me because I wore this shirt on Sunday. It has been washed, 20 of the fashion police, but it's nice and thin. That's why I like to wear it. So let's hope we have a good stream today. No technical issues. Although I know YouTube did have some technical issues. Well, they sent out a message today. They said in Mexico, their YouTube version in Mexico is having problems at the moment, but hopefully there's not too many people from Mexico looking at this stream. Okay, so good to have you all in. Nearly 150 in already. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about today. I'm going to talk about Brian Flowers' channel being taken down from YouTube. I'm going to be telling you some of the latest bits of news, things that are going on with COVID, and some good news, some bad news. Not too bad news, nothing to get excited about. I've got some, I've been looking around the internet, just some general bits and pieces about what's going on in Thailand at the moment. We've got the Manga Minute, we've got the Joke of the Week, we've got the Spot the Thai Lady, we've got the Ladyboy competition, and we've got the beer on ice. So with all that, I think I'm looking forward to a good stream. So let's start as we always do. Let's start saying hello to everybody. And hopefully, that's it. We're all perfect. I've got 2 fans on the go. I've turned them down low. So hopefully they're not going to disturb the stream too much. While I'm saying hello, I'll put on the currencies. Thai baht's taking a bit of a smashing at the moment. You know, they're not doing, it's quite low at the moment. It's losing strength. We'll talk about that as well a little bit. Let me just say, I've got to say hi to 2 super chats. Rob, that's very generous of you, mate. Straight in. Yeah, that'll buy me about, I think that'll get 12 tins of that beer. Let me just give a quick thanks for that super chat, Rob. Let me just, while I'm saying thanks to you, let me just say thanks to somebody. Actually, I can't put it up because somebody sent me a super chat before the stream started. And I made a note because I do like to say thank you. Let's Explore Bangkok. I know you're in tonight. Thank you for that, mate. Very generous. I made a note so I didn't forget to thank you. I'll say Noel. The big A then said say hi to Noel. I always say hi to Noel. He's the blind man who likes to listen to the streams. He can't watch, unfortunately, but I know he does enjoy the listening to the streams. So I do try and say hello to him every week. So hi, Noel. I hope you're out there. It's not too warm for you. A big hi to Steve, who's just sold his camper van. He's out and about on his travels. I had a little chat with him earlier. Hi to Bob J down in London. Yeah, there were some pictures, Bob. We got totally different tastes. But yeah, you know, if you want me to say hi to anybody, a partner, or hi to geezers down there in North London as well. So they're the ones I remember. Let's see who's in this. Let's see who's in the stream tonight. Over 200 in. We've only been going 5 minutes. That's good. Right. Okay. So far, so good. Right. MetTech. Did the Make Nonsense originate from Australia? Oh, it's quite a serious question for the first one. I'm going to whiz through this. Right. Hi, Boohoo. Ed's 20 Stone Sweetie. Let's Explore Bangkok. Kevin Lampard. Hi to you. Guns and Plebs. Hi. Let's Explore Bangkok. That's twice now. Mark Hanley. How you doing? Gary Hughes. Clive McLaren F1 race. Seen you on another stream the other night. No problem there though. Canary spreads his wings. Good evening, Peter. Hope the stream doesn't go down the toilet. I'm feeling good tonight, guys. I'm feeling good. The thing is, when you do get technical issues, this is how I started last week, and I went because your mood just goes. So let's not dwell on it. I think it's going to be all right tonight. Good morning from Melbourne. That's from Pesty McNuggets. Max Vite, how you doing? Martin Ryder, yeah, usual crowding. JB, I'm just putting on my Manga uniform, and I'm ready for you to take the register. JB is yeah. I watched. I always get this like finger of pointing that I'm a Manga on every channel. I caught a little bit of a live stream. I'll tell you about it. Hopefully he'll come in and I'll advertise his stream because it wasn't bad actually. He might be in later on, but he's got a kind of small stream. And somebody came in there and said, "I think Peter's a sneak." What did he call me? A closet Manga dying to come out. You know, something like that. Let's have a look. Right, Frank Curran, that's a new name. I haven't seen you there tonight in before, Frank. Good evening to you. Only in Thailand, even though sound like Dickinson of Doc Green. Okay. What, me? I sound like, I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that. Did you like the new intro tonight, the 3-minute intro? I'm trying. I'm going to talk about the music as well because we're all having big problems at the moment. YouTube. Right, Darren Drew, how you doing? Gemini Star, hi. Paul Shackleton, I've got no sound. It's just me. I think it's you, Paul, because if there was no sound, everybody would be hitting the keyboard now saying, can't hear you, you're talking to yourself. I think it's okay, and I tested the mic before, so I don't think there's any issues. Who else we got? Javier Lopez, you look very glamorous tonight, Pete. What, in the... yeah, I might have the fashion police, as I said, Javier, because I wore this on Sunday. I've made a decision about the Sunday stream and the Friday stream as well. So I'll let you know about that in a little bit. Did I say hi to you, Paul? Paul Shackleton. Paul, you idiot. You got me worried for nothing there. Look, I'll put that up on screen. Thank God for that. Right, Yoss Travels. Good evening, fellow travellers from a sunny Cleethorpes. I just gave you a mention, Steve. Told everyone you were travelling. I don't know if you heard that. Mark Hanley says 4 hours tonight, Pete. I doubt it. 4 hours? I doubt it. Once I start on this, that's the problem. Let's hope Matthew Cartwright doesn't come in and start encouraging me. Right, Silver Fox, evening. How you doing? TGC 2450. Good evening to you, sir. Carefree 42. No Manga vest. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad today. I thought it was going to be really hot. Just to let you guys know, this Sunday there's going to be no live stream. I'll tell you why, because I've got something else in the pipeline for the Sundays, which I'll tell you about when I'm ready. Not quite yet. But the thing is, it's going to be so hot this coming Monday and Tuesday, and I don't want to advertise a Sunday because they're talking about 38 to 40 degrees over Monday and Tuesday. And just to put that in perspective, on average, Thailand's about, anywhere between 27.5 and 38, at the very extreme, so 38. I mean, we're talking butter roasted turkeys, aren't we? I mean, it's going to be, I'm not complaining, but that is very, very hot. And there's no way I'm sitting in here at 7 o'clock on Sunday night and doing a stream. It'll just fry me. Right, Nick, it's Friday. It's 9 p.m. It's Peter's Barmy Army. Yep, thanks for that. Black Bolt, I am going to talk about that in depth. I did speak to Brian this morning because I heard rumors. People say, oh, did you hear about Brian's channel? And this happened and that happened. And I heard he did this and I heard he did that. I can't operate like that. If I'm going to come on and tell you guys about it, I need to know what happened. So I went straight to the horse's mouth, as they say, spoke to Brian, said, Brian, do you mind if I talk about this? Do you mind if I show the message? No problem at all. So I will talk about that. And Black Bolt, you did say you missed the original music, but I'm going to talk about that. But the music did come in the end, didn't it? Okay, where are we? Right, Damien, how are you doing, Damien? Nice to have you in. Evening, Mr. Peter. Have a great stream. Yeah, thank you, Damien. Paul Hoskins says the US dollar is strong. It is. I looked at it earlier. It's something like, I've got it right in front of me there. Yeah, 36.59. To put that in perspective, in 1987, it was something like 26.5 baht to a dollar. And you see what it is now. And even the pound, from what I'm reading today, the kind of glory days of the baht seem to be, let's not say over, but there's a lot of issues why it went very strong and then become weak again. Okay, I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to bullshit you, right? I'm just going to, I'm just telling you what I've read out there. Right, Jonathan Barry, I haven't seen you in tonight before, or have I? Hi, Peter. It's Irish John from Bedford, GB. I'm a prison officer and have a stressful job. Lovely to watch your show and unwind after a stressful day. Keep up the good work. Thanks, John. That's I was in Bedford years ago. I don't know if you know. I live in Kettering. It's about from Bedford. It takes me 50 minutes, John. And I had when I got a Korean wife, and when we came back in 2000 from Thailand full time, I had to apply. I had to get her a national insurance number and all the rest of it. She's got a British passport now. Had one for years. Works full time. Pays into the system, but we had to go to Bedford to the job centre there. And I remember I hadn't seen I can't remember seeing it at the Bedford prison. It's Victorian, is it? Very almost Gothic. I mean, I think if they were going to put me in there, I would kind of learn my lesson before I actually gone in. But then I've seen those videos where the prisoners took over a wing and they were filming themselves. And yeah, I mean, it must be really stressful. But good to have you in the stream, mate. I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of it. And I hope you got a few cold ones tonight, because I certainly have. Right, Jeff Phillips. Oh, now I wish I'd seen your Thailand band before I dated a Thai lady in the UK. Not, hindsight. Don't worry about it. Danish Bacon. Brian's channel is tongue-in-cheek humor. Gutted it's been removed. He's got another channel. I'm going to put a description in the link later before I go. I won't do it now, so everybody will clear off. It hasn't got many numbers, unfortunately, but we will talk about it, and we'll get all the questions out of the way. As I said, I've spoke directly with Brian, so I know exactly what's going on. Although Brian doesn't really. That's kind of cryptic, but I'll tell you about that later. Norman Anderson, howdy from the USA. Yeah, hiya, Norman. Let me just get rid of this. You should know the there. And I'm not going to put up the daily infection numbers anymore. Spitting it out there. Right. Lee James, Stuart Marston, evening, Peter, and all in here this evening. I've lost you. Where are we? It's gone so fast now. I believe we've got Franco in the background as well. So, Franco, if you're out there, give us a shout. Say hello. I've just lost Brian Douglas. There we go. Hi, Peter. We're planning to go back to Thailand in September for 6 weeks. Can you give any advice regarding current regulations and the possible rings of the risks of the current COVID. So, well, the current we'll talk a little bit about it later. I'm not going to go into it too much in depth, but the current regulations is you just need to show that you've been vaccinated, and you'll go straight through. And if you haven't been vaccinated, you can still go, but you have to take an ATK test at the airport. And obviously, if that turns positive, then you're in for a bit of a quarantine. Although it's crazy, really, because you could be sitting on the aircraft next to a guy who's got the bit of paper who they don't test, and he could have caught it at this end. It don't make sense, really. Right. Yeah, is it Kyran Wellan? Thanks for that. Lee James, how you doing? JB, we should all get together on Monday to admire the ladies, as I bet they're wearing next to nothing. Yeah, it's not the same as Thailand, though, is it? When you see girls in the UK and it's hot, they do dress down, and there's some very pretty girls about, but they're lily white, aren't they? Because we get, nobody told me summer was going to be this week. Even me, I mean, I'm getting a bit browner on top now, but legs, that you won't want to see the legs. Eugene Vincent, hi. No, not the wife beater vest tonight, Eugene, not that hot. No Man's Land, what about the diet? Yeah, what about it? I'm really disappointed with myself. The diet, I lost all that weight and I've probably put it back on now. I'm booked to go out in October and I really want to slim down. Look, I've got the old hamster cheeks back. And yeah, I'm gutted because let's not go there. Right, let's keep it upbeat. I feel upbeat tonight. Right, yours travels. After all the airport cancellations, silly prices for flights, I just grabbed a 2-week med cruise for $899 solo for. Yeah, you told me that earlier. That is the frightening thing at the moment. With Heathrow, they're limiting, I think they said 100,000 passengers a day because they just haven't got the staff, the baggage handlers and everything. And I'm probably, on the advice of Andrew Hammond, I'm probably, for the first time ever, I'm going to buy a proper backpack, about £120, 40 kilos. I've had a look at it on YouTube. It's the bollocks. It's supposed to be the best one. You can hold it like a suitcase, take the straps off it. It does everything. And I might invest in one of those just so I don't have to wait for baggage, because it's been reported people have been waiting up to 2 hours to get their bags back. I mean, it's crazy. Right, Taxi to Lao. Hi, Peter. I'd love the baht to get back up to 50 to the pound. I'm drinking orange wine tonight. You'd love it to get back up to 50 to the pound. When I arrived in 1991, it was, well, actually, I can't remember what it was when I arrived, but around 96, 97, I was getting 79 baht to the pound. Can you believe that? So I changed £100. I got 7,900 baht, and a drink in a go-go bar back then, if I'm right, I think it was 18 baht for a large Heineken, 18 baht for a Chang, and the bar fines, so I'm told, were in a go-go bar. I think they were 150 baht. And short time back then, I think it was 300 baht. But, that's a long time ago, isn't it? Right. Franco, you were in the house. Me and Damien are in the house. Yeah. Franco doesn't drink. He's a teetotaler. I would imagine that's quite boring. But then Franco probably would say he's not envious of me because he can have a good time with that drink. Right. Forget it, Franco. Let's not go there. I wish I hadn't said that. Right, the Wu-Tang Life. I'm going to Phuket in September. It's the rainiest month all year. I still plan to have a good time, even if it rains half the. Right, they have got some tsunami warnings down there at the moment. I was reading. I can't give you dates, times. I suggest you go off and look at it. I read it on the Tiger. What it is, they've got all these tests in place, and these tests are showing that there's a high likelihood that they could have a tsunami in Phuket very, very soon. So I don't want to worry anybody, and I don't know the facts, but I did read something today. So what I would say to you, if you are planning to go to Phuket, just do a little bit of research. Don't let it put you off, but just, be prepared. Right, let me say thank you to this young man here. Right, there's no way I could pronounce that, but I will say thank you to you. Good day, mate. Peter, we're all the same age to the month. I'm married to a Thai lady for a year in Hua Hin, my favorite destination, of course, you know that. I'm in Houston, Texas now, but returning to Thailand in January and going to retire. Yeah, do you know what? Something happened. I've had a couple of incidents with people I can't wait to get out of England. Andrew Hammond said, tell people about it on your stream, but I don't want to put it on a downer, right? I've had a couple of incidents with people around here this week, itchy hooter again. And one tonight, I was out walking my dog and some Karen pulled me, and, I just want to get out of here. It's just so miserable. But anyway, thanks for the super chat there, the $10. Is that a real name, or is that just a kind of like you click the keyboard just to get a channel? Not to worry. Right, let's go back. Who have I missed out? I said hi to Paul Hoskins. Boohoo, yeah. Where's Dutch Farang? He's not in. He'll be in later. Probably working late or something like that. And remember, guys, what Franco said the last time. I'm running quite late with the comments because I like to try and read most of them out. Say hello to everybody. So I do fall behind. So if I miss yours, put it again. I'll get it next time round. Okay. I don't ignore any comments at all. Okay. Did I say hi to you, Shane? Shane or Traveller, how you doing? Right, let's have a look. Who else? Bendover, hi, how are you? I haven't said hi to you. What's the temperature in the shed? It's not bad. It's not bad tonight. You can see I'm wearing a T-shirt. I've got 2 fans on. When I'm working here, I can put them up high, and it's like being on a motorbike, but on a keyboard. But the thing is, I keep them low so that you can hear me. It's okay. It's okay. And I've got the beers all lined up for later. Last Friday it was really difficult last Friday. I was actually getting a headache because, you know, even though I've got fans, it circulates hot air. There's no windows in here and nothing, as I keep going on about it. And, you know, if you don't have fresh air, it's very difficult. But it's okay. It's okay. And I got water. Okay, yeah, Mark from, I can't pronounce the last bit, Mark. I'll just put you up there. Yeah, hi, Mark. How you doing? Good to have you in the stream. Geezer said, oh, my God, Peter, you have made yourself look older. How? I had a haircut and I'm wearing a T-shirt. Probably put a bit of weight on. How's that? I can't do anything about how I look. That'd be, you'd have the silver bullet then, wouldn't you? If you could take a tablet, make yourself look younger, wouldn't have to work again. Mazza, hi up. How you did I say hi to you? Guideline 7, hi. I'm going to whiz through these now. Just say hi to anybody I haven't said hello to. I said Guns and Plebs, yeah. And then what I'll do after this, I'm going to just catch up on all these. And then I'm going to just go to the serious bit. You know, I like to get the serious news out of the way. It's not a news channel, but I've got to pick up on things that are current at the moment. And you can go look at it yourself. It's on the Tiger, Bangkok Post, Patty News. You'll watch them, I suppose. But there are guys who work full time. They don't have time. They get home from work. You know, they've got to have their dinner, walk the dog, whatever. And they just like to pick up bits. It's easier to listen to, isn't it? Javier, you look very glamorous. Oh, I've read that out already. The other guy said I made myself look older. Right, well, we'll talk about Brian Flowers' channel. Somebody else mentioned that there. Damon Greven, Peter, great stream. Yeah, thanks, Damon. The US dollar is strong for right, so I know where I am now because I read that out. I'm way behind here. I'm going to whiz past a load of these and get down to the newer ones. Right, Ed's 20 stone sweetie. Fake Ed says, is there something wrong with mongering? I went 60 years with no mongering. I'm still waiting for my reward. Must have got lost in the mail. Yeah, I'm not a judgmental person. Each to his own, as long as they don't hurt anybody. New look intro. Okay, a bit odd for St. Peter in 3 minutes for 3 minutes. Don't mind the music scene. I can imagine a line of topic dancers. Yeah, I'll tell you what. How many we got in? We've got 342. Let me do a little bit of news. Let me tell you what's going on out there. A few bits of stories, and then we'll come back in. We'll say hello to a few more people. Then I'll talk about Brian's channel, what's happened. Okay, so let's do the important stuff first. Let me just get a photo and I'll read this story because I've got 2 screens. I've got to make sure I press on the right buttons here. Right, let me put this up. Now, don't get too worried when you look at that, but it's news. Right, so the title of this is Bangkok to open 500 more field hospitals after COVID-19 spike. Bangkok governor said more field hospitals and isolation centers would be reopened to curb the recent spike in Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5 if it is necessary. The 56-year-old told media today that the Omicron subvariants have increased recently since the relaxation of mask wearing, rising the number of COVID-19 infection patients in Bangkok. The Bangkok governor added that home isolation is still preferred, but the field hospitals would be a choice for COVID patients who wanted to separate themselves from their elders or other sensitive family members. Which is fair enough. So what I'm reading from that, really, I mean, they're setting them up just in case. There's no need to panic. They're not bringing back the Thailand pass or anything like that. Not so far. That's the good news. I mean, I've read a lot of things about what they're doing, but nobody in the government at all, no one has said, well, we're considering bringing back the Thailand pass, or we're going to do isolation, or we're going to, you know, the negative stuff that we all hated. They're being cautious. You know, a lot of the Thai families, they're very big because unlike in the West, for the most part, you know, they'll have the mother, the father, their children, their mother and father, maybe some uncles and aunts. You know, you get maybe 10, 12 people in a family in quite a small area. And what they're saying is if you've got a sensitive member of family, an elderly person who could get sick very easily, then you catch it, you might want to isolate yourself away from your family, and that's what they're saying on that one. So that's fair enough. Nothing too much to worry about there. I'm just trying to find the serious stuff because I've got some funny stuff here as well. Right, okay, that's really the only serious one I've got. Let me read out. No, let's talk about Brian's channel. Let's do that now because a lot of people are asking. Let's get that out of the way. We've got nearly 400 in, so we'll talk about that. Right, so let me give you a bit of a rundown on who Brian is. A lot of people don't know who he is, and a lot of people do know who he is. Right, and I've got something here from YouTube to show. Right, okay, so Brian Flowers, just a brief background. He's a businessman based in Pattaya. He has a group that runs lots of businesses in Pattaya, especially bars in Soy 6. He doesn't own them, but investors come along. I'm not going to tell you too much about his business, but he's a big name in Pattaya because he's started a lot of businesses. He's a businessman in Pattaya, right? But obviously running those kind of businesses, he has managers in all the bars. He's got a fight club, Thai box and all that sort of thing. So he's established, he's got Thai wife and all the rest of it. So while the pandemic was on, Brian's no different to the rest of us. He started a YouTube channel in the hope that he could trickle a few baht in to help his family. You don't make big money on YouTube unless you've got 1 million+ subscribers, which most of the Thai vloggers don't have. You know, I've just hit 39,000 after 3 years. That's from the UK, most of it though. So, you know, Brian's got a channel, and now let me just show you a message. Let me try and explain it without giving you too much personal stuff away. So on Brian, Brian's got a very tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. I like his sense of humor, and he talks to the camera just like I do, but his sense of humor is quite dry. I like it, as I said, but some of his videos, because he's linked to the, I don't want to say anything where I'm going to get him in trouble or piss him off, right? But basically, you know, they did stream him from the bars in Soy 6. You know, and IP numbers can match. You know, YouTube can look at an IP number and think, well, okay, this account has this IP number, but hang on a minute, this is linked to this YouTube channel. So let's just cut it short. So basically, what happened to Brian? YouTube wrote to Brian and said, we've taken down your channel. You know, it's gone, and you can appeal if you want to appeal. You can do. Brian has appealed. And they've basically come, I'll show you the email they sent him, but they've basically come back and said, no, we're sorry, we're not, you know, you're promoting nudity. You know, YouTube's policies are very strict. They don't like any, you know, nudity or that, you know, that goes on in Pattaya, all that sort of stuff without getting into it too much. And they've looked at, Brian doesn't actually know what he thinks. He thinks either A, they've made a mistake, which I don't think they have. B, it's something to do with his music on their copyright. It's not, because I've had problems this week and last week, which I'll tell you about as well. So what we think it is, or what Brian thinks it is, one of the bars in Soy 6 that's been doing live streaming with the girls, which is a bit hardcore, you know what I mean? You know, they're talking to the camera, they're getting drinks off guys, they're in little bikinis. Well, we think, because Brian hasn't got any dodgy videos, any dodgy images, anything that would really, he doesn't talk outright about this stuff so much, probably not as much as me, you know. And what we think it is, we think YouTube have found this channel from Soy 6, from one of his bars. So it is a YouTube channel. They've looked at it and thought, you know, no way, we're going to take this down. They've taken it down, but the IP number where this channel has come from is also linked to Brian's regular account. So they've also taken that down. So this is what they sent Brian after he appealed it. So as you can see, it says, hi, Brian Flowers. We've reviewed your appeal for the following channel, Brian Flowers. We reviewed your channel carefully and have confirmed that it violates our sex and nudity policy. We know this is probably disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safer place for all. How this affects your channel, we won't be putting your channel back up on YouTube. Okay, so I really feel for the guy. I haven't looked at his channel for about a month. The last time I looked, he had around 8,000 subscribers. It's a lot of work to get up to 8,000 subscribers. You put a lot of hours in, you know, it's a lot of graft, a lot of hard work. So it's gone. They've taken it down. Now, with that in mind, you know, obviously it's given me a wake-up call, because I've had, in the last 10 days, I'm not exaggerating here, guys, I've had 10 to 12 emails, copyright emails from YouTube. Now, luckily for me, they haven't given me a strike, because 3 strikes, you get 3 strikes on YouTube, you're gone. That's it, right? They haven't given me any strikes. So what they've done to me, I use a lot of Thai music, but I try to get I don't get chart music or just go onto YouTube and pinch it because I know I'll get in trouble. What I do, I find obscure older tracks. You know, the intro, the end one for my stories, that's from the 70s. You know, the one that I used to end the streams with, that's from the 60s. You know, and they're so obscure that nobody should really care about them anymore now. Well, you know, in the early days when I was doing the ladyboy competition, I did a compilation of about 18 pictures, and I'd say 3 of them are girls, and I'd run a Thai soundtrack, a music track, an instrumental, really fast. If you've been in here a long time, you might remember it, you might not. Well, I did that for quite a few weeks. Now, this company in Thailand has put in a copyright claim to YouTube that I'm using their music. So they come originally with 3 emails saying, you know, we're not going to monetize this video because you're using copyrighted music. Now, you've got the option to go in and trim it out, which I've done, or you can leave it, and any money that the video makes will go to the guy who owns the music, which is, you know, I don't think it's totally fair, but that's, I'm not, you know, I don't make the rules for YouTube. So that's what they told me. But it's going to be really weird when somebody looks at them streams, because they'll come in and they'll say, right, let's do the ladyboy competition. Here we go. And immediately I'll say, so which one do you think it was then? And there's no ladyboy competition. Right. So that was about 10 days ago. Nearly almost every day since then, I've had another one. You've got a copyright violation. This is a violation. Every day I'm like, Christ, not another one. I've got rid of them all now. I think most of those live streams, it doesn't really matter because people don't watch the real old live streams anymore, so they wouldn't really affect me. But just to keep YouTube happy, I've deleted all that music from there. But I've had to make a big decision on what I've decided now. And I know I'll get complaints because I get them when I change things. You know, people get set in their ways and they like certain things. And, you know, the music, for instance, at the end of the stream 3 weeks ago, I changed it to something else. And I had a whole bunch of people write to me and say, oh, you know, I like that Thai song, bring it back. So what I've had to do, I've got to protect myself now. I just cannot take any risk. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years. I put a lot of work into it. I'm proud of what I've achieved from the UK. And, you know, this is great having this streaming, over 400 in now. I can't jeopardize it now. I'm going to go and live in Thailand. I make some money on this now, so I don't want to lose that. You know, I don't rely on it. If I live in Thailand, I can live without this. But this, what I get from here, will make the difference between, I wouldn't say scraping by, but being a basic life to a much nicer life. You know, it does make that much difference. Okay, so what I've had to do, I've scrapped all the Thai music now. You'll see the out music that I play you tonight is totally different. The end of the stories tomorrow, when I put there's 5 stories tomorrow, the end, the lady, you know, like this with that bit of gone. I've got no choice. So, you know, I hope you understand. And if you come back and say, you know, change it back, I'm not going to, not because I don't want to, but for that reason. Brian's lost his channel completely. They're not going to put it back. If that happens to me after 3 years, do you know how hard it is to get up to 39 subscribers when you're doing this? It's really difficult. You know, I'm not one of those kids who's got 3 million subscribers because he plays video games and, you know, everybody around the world watches him play this latest video game. You know, so I just wanted to say that, you know, what's happened with Brian's channel now, and we'll leave it at that now. Okay, so let's get back into the comments, and I'll do a little bit of a few stories for you, see what's going on. Right, Stringer Peter, just making this guy sound bad. I don't know which guy's that. Right, okay. Okay. Yeah, Dutch Frank, absolutely. I'll put that there. It's better to be safe than sorry. And, you know, the thing is with YouTube, they do provide a lot of music. It's not great. And obviously having a Thai channel, it's nice having those Thai songs. It gives a flavor, a feeling. You know, at the end of the stories, you play a nice Thai song going out. It gives you that flavor, as it were, as a, you know, Thai theme. And they don't have that on YouTube. But, you know, like you say, Dutch Frank, better to be safe than sorry. And it's an executive decision now. It's been made. Paul F. COVID numbers high in the UK, giving over 55. Another booster in autumn, yeah. But we're learning to live with it, aren't we? Who's that? Mortimer Duke. Thank you for that. Create a backup channel now. It's not, no, you don't understand. It's not a case of a backup channel. It's not like they delete it and you've lost all your videos. They're all on my computer. But when they delete you, you lose. It's not about the videos. It's about your subscribers. Because, you know, you're built up subscribers over days and weeks and months, and it's a slow crawl. If they delete your channel and I start another one, Thailandbound, you know, is back, and I upload all my 300 videos that are on my PC, I've got no subscribers, right? I'm starting from scratch again. So it's not about that. I just don't want to take a chance. you know, I'm not going to do it. Right, Seamus Doherty, that picture would make me worried. Is that, which one's that? Is that the one? I'm lost now because I've gone in the back. Lost. Right. Danish Bacon says fake Dutch with a big white bit on the flag. Okay, I'm obviously there's another fake into. This is becoming a problem now, isn't it? Somebody else mentioned it about these fake YouTubers who are not taking over, but they're calling themselves Thailandbound and Ed Sweeney and everything, and they're coming on into and causing mayhem in the chats. Damon says Danish Bacon, well spotted. I haven't even seen it yet. Is somebody's coming in and they're impersonating somebody, right? Right, okay. Right, Gemini Star. Brian Flowers' walking video was too much. I didn't see that one. Hey, Francesca, how you doing? That's twice this year you've been in now. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. How you doing, Francesca? Hi, Peter. Tabby was unwell, so up all night. That's a shame, yeah. It's okay for me as he is my baby, half Scottish boy, and learning bagpipes. You'll have to bring him on, do a live bagpipe performance, Francesca. Good to see you in the stream. Are you okay with my clarifications about misconceptions about Southeast Asia? I'm Bangkok B&B. That's a lot to take in, Francesca. Not sure what you mean by that. Are you okay with my clarifications about misconceptions about? I'm not sure what that relates to, Francesca, but I am okay with everything, and good to see you in the stream again today. Right, David Craig. Good heavens! I thought Soy 6 was aimed at promoting international understanding. Yeah, you'll get a lot of understanding in Soy 6, but just make sure you take a big fat wallet with you. JB Peter, we need a rescue plan in case your channel is. It won't get taken down, guys, because the thing is, I'm not putting down anybody else. I don't. I don't promote. Look, I got some race. I have some racy images. You've seen the thumbnail at the beginning, right? You got the girl with the lollipop. All my thumbnails, I've got girls with big coconuts hanging out of bikinis and stuff. But everybody does that, and there's no law. You can go on the beach and look at a girl in a bikini. So YouTube, they don't really mind that too much, because I don't. They've only ever taken one picture down of mine. That was a side view of a girl in a swimming costume, and she was kind of bulging out a bit this side. I can't any more than that. But I don't encourage. Tourism. I don't encourage it. We joke about mongering, we joke about girls, but it's all in good humor, and there's nothing too serious about it. It's a bunch of guys with the same thing in interest. We come on here, we have a few beers, we chill out. I think everybody's becoming familiar with everybody else, and I'm not. It's not an underground site. It's not the dark web where we exchange dodgy numbers about places to go, and we don't want people to see it. It's just a YouTube channel, for God's sake, Right. Thank you to Mortimer Jew. I like that name, Mortimer Jew. I can always see you with a top hat. Thank you for the super chat. The point is, your current subscribers can sub to both channels today in case YouTube ever shuts down your primary. Build your art before the flood. Yeah, I get you. I understand, but I don't think you realize how much work goes into a YouTube channel. I don't have a team of staff. I know Trevor in Patty. I think he's got 3 guys. And they've got an office. They've got a promotions girl. One of the biggest YouTubers in Thailand is his name Chris. He's got they've got staff. I'm 62. I do this myself. The effort I put into the live streams. I bring them stories out every week. I just don't want to dilute my effort between 2 channels. I don't think I'm taking too much of a risk because I don't break the rules. As I said, I just put up 1 or 2 racy images, okay? But I don't promote sex. I certainly don't show nudism, which is what they don't want. And I think I'm with the, I'm compliant with them, and I want to put all my efforts into making a great channel. I'm going out to Thailand. I've got so much more I want to do and want to add to the channel, so I don't want to water it down. I know there are people who've got 2, 3 channels. That's up to them. I'll take the gamble. I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yours Travel said, you must have a sad life to use your time to make a fake profile. They probably still live at home and never been to Thailand. Yeah, I think that as well. It's probably a lot of jealousy. People are coming to a stream and think, oh, these guys are having a good time. And, I noticed in the stream earlier, somebody left comments that said, and said, oh, I should start a YouTube channel because I didn't realize people paid you money. Well, they don't pay you money. You get the odd super chat. I used to super chat, believe it or not. So I can tell you why I used to super chat. Let me just read this. Suppose there is a bloke and unlimited funds, no ties, no handsome goal in life to do nasty with as many hot babes as possible. Put him in pre-pandemic. Now we're right. Yeah, okay, good point. No, with the super chats, guys, if you're one of those guys and you think, hang on, people are sending him money, what's he doing for that? What I used to do, I used to watch a channel called Do More Life, a guy called Jeremy, got it. A guy called Jeremy, Do More Life. I don't watch him anymore. I don't know why, probably because I'm tied up with my own channel. But I used to like his casual approach and how he used to talk about things. And I used to send him £10 now and again. Why? Because I liked his channel. I liked what he did. I enjoyed watching him. I thought, I like this guy. I'll get him a couple of beers. I'll get him a few beers. He'll be out in Patty and I bought him a few beers, and I didn't do it because I was expecting something back, or he owed me something, or I was buying a membership or anything like that. I just did it to say, I like your channel. I like what you're doing. Get yourself a few beers on me. And he'd come back and say thank you. And I felt good about it. And that's all it is. It's nothing more and nothing less than that. Right, let's stop talking about YouTube. Let me do another story for you. Okay, this is quite right. There was a story. Did you read about there's a Bangkok taxi driver? He pulled a knife out on a couple of Singaporean tourists. Now, this is a great example of what I've always told you about walk away. Don't get into any confrontation in Thailand. So when I read that heading out, Bangkok taxi driver pulls out knife on Singaporean tourists, it's like your first thought's going to be like, oh, taxi driver's really bad, isn't he? Okay, he shouldn't have pulled a knife out. That is bad. But you know, there's a lot more to the story. I'm not going to read a story out because I've read it. I'm just going to tell you from memory. So what it was, these two Singaporean guys, they went to the airport and they agreed a price of 400 baht to get to the airport. And there was something with, you know, sometimes when you get a cab, they'll say, okay, I'll 400, but you pay the highway. And they're supposed to put the meters on, but they don't. You know, it's when you're tired or you got to get your flight. Sometimes he's just, okay, 400 baht. And there was something with the highways. I don't know what it was. Anyway, so the agreed price was 400 baht. These two Singaporean tourists give the taxi driver a 500 baht note, and he gave them back 25 baht. So, okay, he shortchanged them 75 baht, they thought. Now, I don't know whether they did or not. But the thing is, perhaps he paid for two toll roads, and because they're tourists, they don't know how it works. You know, maybe one was 50 baht, one was 40 baht, whatever. So as far as the taxi driver was concerned, he'd done a good job. He took them to the airport, and they're accusing him of ripping them off. Now, he might have ripped them off 75 baht. I don't know. But is it worth, you're leaving Thailand, is it worth getting into a confrontation over 75 baht? Is it? I don't think it is. There's two camps, isn't there? The other camp will come on here and say, well, hang on a minute. What you're saying is you can go to Thailand, and if somebody rips you off, you can't do nothing about it. Yeah, you can do something about it. You can strangle the guy. You can take a swing at him, but it's 75 baht, and you see where you're going to end up if you do that. So, yeah, you can ask him, say, well, hang on, we agreed 400 baht. I gave you 500. Listen to what he says, his explanation. If he's going to rip you off, you're just about to get on the flight. It's not even £2. It's like $2.50. Do you really want to get into a confrontation and get a knife pulled out on you? Good example. What else has been happening around? Now, this is a really this will pull at your heartstrings. This story, I felt for the bride. I don't know if you read about this. Let me just get this. What I'm doing now, I don't write it out anymore. I just copy the links and I'll read it directly from the source. Right. So the title of this one is "Honeymooning British Man Drowns in Phuket, Thailand." This is recently, and you got to feel for the bride. This is like I say, just recently. A British man on his honeymoon refused to acknowledge a red flag no swim zone on the island of Phuket in southern Thailand, and it cost him his life. Ali Mohammed Mian drowned only 2 days into his honeymoon after being swept out to sea when he tried to take a dip in the choppy waters at Kata Noi Beach. The 34-year-old was staying at the five-star some beach resort with his new bride, went for a swim yesterday about 5 p.m. despite red flag warnings advising him not to. The London-born man was swept out to sea by a strong current with a 55-year-old Thai man. Lifeguards managed to reach the two men and got them back to shore. They performed CPR before the paramedics, so they rushed him to hospital. They didn't make it. Now, okay, there's two camps here, isn't there? They put the red flags out. He shouldn't have he shouldn't have been swimming, and he lost his life. But you got to feel for his bride, his wife. You know, just got married. You're on your honeymoon. 2 nights and your husband's dead. Absolutely terrible, terrible. What else has been happening out there? There's a story about Thai Airways. You know, last year people would say, well, Thai Airways isn't going to survive. They're going to go into bankruptcy. The government aren't going to support them. And apparently they're coming up roses now. Thai Airways July progress report reveals a promising outlook for Thailand's flag carrier, which expects to exit its financial rehabilitation plan earlier than expected. The airline revenue has shot up due to increased passenger traffic, but cutting costs, selling stock, and chasing debts have been Thai Airways' secret to getting back on track, which is good for me because I'm booked on Thai Airways in October. Okay, what else? And here's another weird one. We'll just get all these out of the way so we can get into the fun stuff in a bit. We're nearly 500 people in now. Good to see you guys if you've just joined us. Let's get a couple more stories out before I get back into the chat. And this one is quite sad. I've got to wonder what the backstory is to this one. So this one's called. It says British expat shoots himself in Pattaya. You know, did he have a bar girl that did the dirty? Who knows? A former British soldier has died after shooting himself in the head in front of shocked staff at a gun range. Can you imagine what it was like for the staff? A 36-year-old turned up to a shooting range in Pattaya and begins his day by firing 10 shots at a paper target at around 11:30 a.m. This morning. But just after shocked staff watched as he lowered his head and put the gun to his right temple before pulling the trigger. Paramedics who arrived at the scene found the soldier on the floor, gasping for air, and he later died. Why did he shoot himself on a range? You know, what happened to him? You know, did he meet a bar girl who stole all his money? We don't know. Now this one, I've got to read this out. I've got a photograph of this one. This is one of those stories where you're going to shake your head and think, my God. Let me just find the picture for this one. Right, there we go. There's a photograph there. And the story in this, and if you don't shake your head on this one, then you haven't had enough to drink. Right, so the title of this story is Police Keep an Open Mind on a Thai Man Found Dead in a Water Tank with his throat cut, okay? Police reported they were keeping an open mind on whether a local man was murdered or committed suicide after a body with a cut throat was found floating in a water tank at a house in the Eastern province of Royet. The body of the dead man, believed to be a 51-year-old local man, was fished out of the water tank after a cousin noticed discolored water as she prepared to cook some rice. A neighbor helped investigate the case of red water before she called the police. How gross is that? But that's, he's got his throat cut. He's laying in a water barrel, and they're keeping an open mind. You know, there you go. What else has been happening? What else? Okay, so here, I'll do a couple more stories later. I'll just do this one more because this is quite important if you're going to visit Thailand soon. This is a recent story, and you should take this on board. Let me just open this up. Okay, so this is the title of this. It says, and keep this as a good warning for you guys. Drunk tourists may not win insurance claims. Okay, a man who fell and hit his head after drinking all night was correctly refused travel insurance cover, an ombudsman has said. Yet another man who slipped over in a nightclub's toilet after drink while on holiday should have been covered. The cases have been featured by the financial ombudsman, blah, 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 blah. Right, so basically what they're saying is if you get drunk and you fall over, they're not going to pay up. Money insurers have a clause, right. Many insurers have a clause in travel insurance policies that means cover is refused if the policy holder's accident was caused by excessive alcohol. So in other words, if you come off the motorbike, you run a motorbike into a fence, or you slip in the toilet and bang your head and you're drunk, then they're not going to pay up. So just be aware of that. It's very important. And another super chat there I'd like to say thank you to, if I can find him. There we are. Right, Gary Hughes, thank you, mate. Always enjoy these meetings, Peter. You do a great job. Thanks, Gary. It's great when people say that because, we get a lot of the other side of the coin where people come in and say, like, not very nice things, Right, okay. I will get back into some of the stories later. Let's do something for fun now just to get it going. We've been going almost an hour, nearly 500 people in. Let's have a look. What should we do? Right, okay. Let's do this. This is quite funny. Right. A lot of people often ask me, why do guys go to Thailand? There's plenty of girls here. Why do they go to Thailand? And I hope, I'm not really taking the mickey out of anyone. I suppose I am in a way. I'm going to show you two short clips. And I won't say anything. You make up your own minds. Okay, here's the first one.
What should we do then?
Crisps.
More food?
Ben! Alright, Bubs. Do me a favour. Another packet of discos.
Yeah.
The big bag of 10.
Yeah.
That's the bag I want. Don't bring me a little individual bag. Bring me the big bag, babes.
Okay.
Business as usual.
This one.
That's the very fellow. That's what we'll have. And that's where they'll stay before they're gone.
What, you're going to eat all them?
Normally, as a rule, yeah.
Business as usual. I sent that to Ed Sweeney. I can't repeat on here what his reaction to it was. And you know, with all the hot weather, there seems to be a kind of theme of, well, you know, there are a lot of people putting weight on, including myself. So I can't, you know, I can't take the mickey out of anyone because I'm putting weight on myself. But there is a lot of it about. Here's another one. This is with all this warm weather. It's nice to see couples going out, you know. And here's a couple on a lake having a pleasant afternoon in the UK. There you go. Nice to see people getting out and enjoying the good weather, isn't it? Right. Okay. Let's see what you're saying. I probably missed a load of these guys. So like I keep saying, rewrite it if it's something you want me to read out. Right. Life Reset Thailand. You're in more chats than I've had hot dinners. DWP is in more chats than you've had hot dinners. Yeah. There are people in here. I'm not going to name them, but they're in every chat I ever go in. Every stream I ever go into, I'm only going for a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, see what's going on. And I see the same few guys are in every stream. Okay. Right. JB says, I've ordered a takeaway from the local Thai restaurant. I put my first name down as Action and my second name down as Man, just in case they're up for it. I knew something was coming from you. You're going to be, I think Paul Hoskins is going to be recruiting you, JB. I really do. Right. Larry Dawson, hi, how you doing? Andrew Arvalo, is it? Did I pronounce that properly? David McHugh, the rice tastes funny. Yeah, that's the slit throat one. Can you imagine you're making food and what's the color of this water? Something, the water's gone red or pink, and you go and look at your water supply and there's something floating around with the right. Okay, Larry Dawson, is it Staby Walking Street? Right, let me just get rid of him. Okay, got a troll in tonight. He's gone now. Right, Javier, Kicks TV, definitely, mate. Yeah, okay. Mark Hanley. If you don't know what that joke is, right, I'm not going to name any names, right, but there was a YouTuber he's about as popular as a fart in a spacesuit, right? I won't name him so he can't come back and complain, but he's not my sort of YouTuber, put it this way. But he made a video. I won't get into the whole story. If a lot of you guys know about it, but he made this video saying paranoid YouTuber slates me or something like that, or accuses me of stuff. What happened? Somebody came in. It might not have been him. I don't know. But I said a few things. I let rip. I shouldn't have done really. And he made this video saying that I was paranoid. You know, I could have made a video and said, I could have carried it on. I could have said like, you know, alcoholic YouTuber can't take what he gives out. And it could have gone on and escalated. But, you know, I left the school playground many years ago, and I'm not going to carry it on. And, you know, little boys will be little boys. Let them play their games. But I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Okay. Right. Is that Headache Daddy Thailand bound for let's have a look. For a first ever trip out, is it best to come out with friends or on my own, debating a trip out, but never done a solo holiday? Well, it's different, isn't it? It depends on how confident you are. But I would say there's no problem going out on your own whatsoever. And a lot of people prefer to go out on your own because you can actually get held back by friends. I go by myself. I go with my wife sometimes. You know, me and my wife are splitting up, so I'll be going on my own in October. You don't need to go out there with anyone. It's not like you're going to be lost or you're going to be lonely. You know, you'll do your research. You know where to go out in Bangkok. If you're into the nightlife, you know, you'll be hanging around Nana Plaza. You'll be hanging around Soy Cowboy. If you go down to Pattaya, or whatever you want to call it, You know, you're only on your own in Thailand if you want to be. Some of the best friends I've ever met have been in bars in Thailand. You know, I've gone and I've been sitting having a drink. I get talking to somebody and they've become lifelong friends. I would say he was my second best friend. He was such a great friend that when he died, I took his 2 daughters to his funeral in Bath here in the UK about 8 years ago. And that's a guy I met in Lucky Luke's at 2 p.m. in the afternoon when I went in for a Pepsi because I'd been to Mabu Kong. So in answer to your question, if you've got somebody who's going out there who's been to Thailand before, it might be a good idea to go with them for the simple reason, you know, they can teach you certain things that you might not know. But, you know, if you're going out on your own, you'll have a good time. Just watch a few videos. You know, we'll make videos, 20 scams in Thailand and 10 things to look out for. Don't take too much notice of them. It's no worse than anywhere else in the world. And what I say to you, just don't get hung up about it. Get your ticket, get on the plane and get over there one way or the other. Brian, thank you, mate. Very generous as usual. I'm just watching the 3rd episode of that thing you put me on to. The second one was really boring, but the 3rd one's quite good, actually. I'll watch it after this. Thanks for the super chat, Brian. Right, Paradise Life, did I mention you? You give me a super chat as well. Thank you for that. It's great. I do appreciate it. Damien, I've been going to Thailand for 18 years and my first trip was on my own, and the best, you meet so many people. Yeah, see, it was different for me. I agree with you, Damien. It was different for me for the simple reason, you know, my background is hotels. I work for a big, large hotel chain. I was based in there when I went to Southeast Asia. Their head office is in Bangkok. But my first assignments, makes me sound like James Bond, doesn't it? My first assignments weren't in Bangkok. I was sent to Indonesia, South Korea, where I met my wife, and some other countries. I did India for a year. I was in India for a year. And then I eventually went to Bangkok. No, I didn't go to Bangkok. I went up to Isan. The first time I ever went to was it the first? So long ago. I think the first time I started working in Thailand was in Isan, Khon Kaen. I was there for 2 years. I don't know why I'm talking about this now, but just going back to what you said, I suppose, Damien, where you said you went on your own and you had a good time. It's fine. It's fine. And it's very safe as well. Okay, Wayne's booked his Thailand tickets, Airbnb. Yep, okay, good. Kev Mack, was that the second woman, the first woman? Talking of women, let's have a change of scenery. I've got some new ones for you tonight. I've got to be careful now because I'm paranoid about YouTube. You know, will I get that email? There we go. We're in a bar now having a good time. Right, Martin Ryder, I'm not going to say. Mark Butler, have you ever tried the FKK clubs in Germany? I've only been to Germany twice. Once was when I was 12. I went with a school to a place called, I think it was called Velbert, but I don't remember much about it. And I went about 5 years. You know, they opened East Germany. We couldn't go there before 1989. And I wanted to visit, you know, I'm into like anything World War II, especially aviation. And I wanted to visit Colditz Castle, where they held the persistent escapers. It's about a 40-minute drive from Leipzig in what was East Germany. And I flew over with Ryanair, landed in Leipzig, hired a little car. They gave me a Fiat 500. I looked like the Germans are all driving these big Mercedes down the Autobahn, and here I am, 6'1" in this little Fiat 500. I must have, people pointing at me. Anyway, I drove from Leipzig down to Colditz, the castle. Very, very good trip, very enjoyable. Did a concentration camp on the next day. So it wasn't a kind of fun-packed, fun-filled holiday that you take the kids on, but I found it interesting. But no, in answer to your question, I haven't been to an FKK club. And if I'm totally honest with you, I don't know what an FKK club actually stands for. Right, David McEwen, raising my glass. I'll crack one open in about 5 minutes, I think. If you've just joined the stream, evening, guys. Nice to have you all in. Big Tins, is the bar fines? Is he the bar fines guy? I'm not going to name him, because it's just going to carry it on. What happened. It could have been a fake version of him, but I don't think it was, because he's got a reputation for doing it. You know what I mean? I was speaking to a YouTuber who does a live stream in a week. I can't even tell you on here what he said about him, but he's got a bad reputation. He's got subscribers. Some people like him, right? That's up to them. But I don't want to carry this on. He said what he said. I did what I did. He made a stupid video. I could have retaliated. I just dropped it. Okay. And I don't want to, he can make 10 videos and say what he wants. I'm not going to bite. Okay. I'm not going to take the bait. Right. Yeah, that's fine, Clive McLaren. He can say what he wants, because I do believe that video had about 1,000 people watch it, which, if it makes him happy, small things and all that. Right. But, thank you. Just the last thing I'm going to say on this, right? On that night when he went off and did that, if you notice on that video, he's actually turned off the comments. Why? Because when he made that video, when he was totally pissed, sitting there without a shirt on, looking like a, you know, and saying what he said, half of my subscribers were over there supporting me. And because of this, he took the video down, deleted all the comments and put the video back up and blocked the comments because they were all in support of me. So thank you guys. It was nice to see that, because I did watch it with a knuckle, you know, hand in my mouth thinking, oh, what's happening now? But let's leave it, guys. You know, I mean, I'm in a good mood tonight and there's no technical issues and we haven't done any competitions yet. So let's carry on. Right. D-Rock 777. Yeah, hi, cheers. Good to have you in. Mark Hanley. Okay. Right. Let me. Dimitris from Greece. How you? No, from Sweden. How you doing, Dimitris? Never been to Sweden. I'd love to go. When I was younger, I worked in a place called Bodø. It's spelled, I probably pronounced it wrong, B-O-D-O. It's over the Arctic Circle in Norway. Never nighttime, bright sunlight, never got dark. Lovely place, but that was a bit hard to get used to. Danish bacon. I like that comment. I can't comment back on it, but I got a smile on my face. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, right. DWP. I like that picture. What's that? Flights are expensive just now to be a Manga. Yeah, there was a, you know, I told you I paid $705 on Thai Airways, but I have to go Thai Airways because I tend to go out on a month and extend for another month. It's just so much easier to do because Thai Airways got an office in Bangkok and they have English speaking reps, so you can actually call them in English and say I want to change my flight, no problem. Eva Air were cheaper. They were coming up at $727. I believe Andrew booked at that price, but I got an email today from Expedia who I booked with, and they just said, look, this is what current flights. The reason I'm going in October, actually, I think I told you last week, the flights that were coming up for August, September, they were ridiculous. They were like, you know, anywhere from £1,300 up to over £2,000. And you go and try and book a flight now for August or September, and you see what they're coming up at. You know, not a good time to go, really. And it's hot as hell in August and September, so you might as well wait now till October, November. I'll be there October, November. Starts to cool down, starts to get busy, be real nice. Let's just hope it doesn't go the other way backwards, but we won't think about that till it happens, or hopefully it won't happen. Fingers and toes crossed it doesn't go backwards. Right, Paul, question. A friend of one of the YouTube guys out there is thinking of starting up a rent-a-girlfriend service in Thailand. Do you think this could work for solo travelers? I think he'll end up in jail. I really do. He's a foreigner, and if he goes out there, rent a girlfriend, I presume it's Thai girls. He's not going to go out there with a bunch of European girls. He'll end up in jail. I would say to your friend, strongly advise him, don't do it. Okay, sound like I'm preaching again, but he'll come unstuck. It's not, you don't go out there and rent Thai girls as a foreigner. Okay, even if it's just for a date, because even if he's not doing anything more than that, the Thais won't like it. They really won't. Will it work? Possibly. I wouldn't take the risk. Yeah, Paul Hoskin, a Monga's life is hard. I'll take your word for it, Paul. Tommy and Guy, do they kick you out of the Monga's union? I guess so. Right, I don't know how to unite for Soy 6. Is that Joy D. Veer? I can't pronounce it, sorry. What's that? Kicks TV. When we getting more? Yeah, that's. I've explained this so many times. I'll do it one more time. There won't be any more Nat and Dave videos for now because I can't use the software. It's really complicated. And the guy, my friend Simon, who did them, he didn't want to do them anymore. Okay, he just stopped doing them actually, and I can't force him. You know, so that they're gone now. Unfortunately, very very good. Still get people. The one I made them into a 1 hour movie. It's had over 300,000 viewings now in a little over 3 months. You know, very popular. And you know, I missed one episode out of the movie. It was the one that what's his name was in. Franco was in one of them. You know, we did little cameos. Damon was in a couple. I've been in a couple. The cartoon, you know, and Franco was in one, and I missed out the one with Franco. He never lets me forget that. Ed's 20 Stone Sweetie. Part 2. How long before he gets burnt out? Have you known or heard of anyone who mongered on a nearly daily basis for 10 years, 5 years, 1 year? I've met guys like that, but what happens, they suffer from something called patia burnout. These are guys, not so much 5 years, 10 years, But what happens, they'll go out there for a month and they're my age, okay? They've been dropped into a candy shop with money to buy lots of sweeties, and they take full advantage. And what happens, it takes a lot out of your body. I'm not talking about the physical act. What I'm talking about is, you're living in a climate like the UK, which is a fairly cool climate, not cool as in, it's cool. I mean, it's cold, isn't it? Most of the time. So what happens, most people here, they work, they come home, they have their dinner, might walk the dog, whatever, sit in front of the TV and do the same the next day. And suddenly these guys go out to Thailand for the first time, bunch of cash on them. And it's really a lot of, it takes it out of your body. I've seen it many, many times. And somebody coined the phrase patia burnout. And it's a good phrase, actually. And what it actually means is you'll get these guys go out there, and from day one, they start drink. They don't normally drink. Like me, I don't drink in the day ever, not even in Thailand. Right. But these guys will go out there, out in the bars in the afternoon. They start drinking, go to all the go-go bars. They're on their feet. They're smoking. They're drinking. Take some female company. Wake up late. Have a late breakfast. Big English fry-up breakfast because they're on holiday, right? Nothing healthy. They go out and do it again. Another fry-up the following day, and they do this for a week. And in the end, a lot of them, they get to the point where their body just says to them, "No, I'm not doing it again tonight," and they get burnout and they have to take a rest. And it does happen. It's quite frequent. You've got to pace yourself. Right, Joy. Morning all. 5 a.m. here. Starting the weekend with Thailandbound. Yeah, thank you, Joy. You've changed your username. I know it's you because the picture's the same, but it was I am Joy. Now you've changed it to Joy. Is that Joy Lynn? A different version of Lynn? But good to see you, and I'm glad you got over your health issues. And yeah, that's it. Good to have you in. Right, who else we got? DWP. Paul Shore is here. Hi to you. Right. I'll do a competition in a minute. How long we've been going now? I've got to have a beer. When I do the competitions, I can get on and do things here because you can't see me. It's like a little break for me. Right. Luxury vegan travel. Hi. Right, Francesca, what are you saying now? You answered my question. Good night. I cannot keep my eyes open. Best wishes to all. I need to be up early for donation. Be good boys. Yeah, thanks, Francesca. Francesca, I nearly gave your address away there, Francesca. Well, I know where you live, of course, your apartment building. I would never mention it. Nice to see you in the stream again. Yeah, I'll end there in case I say something I shouldn't say. Right, okay. Javier Lopez. You will never feel lonely in Thailand. I'm always traveling on my own. Thai people are super friendly, especially the lovely lady. All Thais are friendly. In the stories tomorrow, I'm not going to give it away, but one of the guys in the story, he says that when he went out with his Thai family, in other words, he's got a nice Thai girl. She's a what do you call it? She doesn't sort of play the field. She's with him, basically. She's a Thai girl. I don't know where he met her. I probably can. It's in the story. But they're a couple. And what he says in the story is that whenever he goes out with his Thai family, they won't let him pay for a meal or a drink or anything. They insist. They won't let him put his hand in his pocket. And what he says in the story you'll hear tomorrow, he says, I find this with decent Thai families. This is so normal. They won't let you pay for anything, and you'll hear that in the stories tomorrow. You won't let it go, will you, Boohoo? You won't let it go. Right, Chris, how you doing, Chris? Yeah, it's fine by yourself. Just be sure to chat to guys in bars. You'll make friends easy, even if you're not a major extrovert. I went twice by myself. Yeah, the only thing is, in a place like Pattaya, be careful, guys, because there's guys down there, they live in fantasy. They do live in a fantasy. I've got a couple of videos on the channel I made about 8 months ago, and it's called 20 Lies. They're called 20 Lies that foreigners tell you in Thailand. And most guys are okay, and I do mean most guys, but you get guys who, they're in like brightly colored shorts, a Singer vest, flip-flops, and they were in the SAS, or they've got millions tucked away in the bank, and they can't touch it for 6 weeks, and then they'll be driving a Porsche. And you get these stories. Just be careful of them sort of people, because what happens, they'll tell you these fantastic stories. It all boils down to they want you to buy them a beer because they've got no money. I don't know who you're talking about, Gemini Star. I'm glad it doesn't say Peter. Right. JB, I had a dream that me and you met the other night. Oh, where's this going? I had a dream that me and you met the other night in Pattaya and said stuff the girls let's go back to yours and watch Boogie Nights. Brilliant movie, one of my favorites. Boogie Nights together. It was a great night, and you cooked a great breakfast. You actually dreamt that? Wow. But I tell you what, Boogie Nights with Mark. Well, he's called Marky Mark, wasn't he? He was a singer. Fantastic. Burt Reynolds. You know, Burt Reynolds didn't actually like. That was one of his least proudest moments, but he actually won an award for that movie. I thought he played. I never liked Burt Reynolds. I always thought he was a very corny kind of. He played corny parts. You know, he was always like in his late 70s films. You know, with a cowboy hat and his corny lines to the women. And for me, he was a kind of like he just didn't appeal to me. But when I seen him in Boogie Nights, I was so impressed with his acting and the way he came across on screen. Very, very good. It's probably, there's only about 5 movies that I've watched more than 3 times, and that's one of them. I think I watched Casino more than 3 times with Robert De Niro. Goodfellas, another good movie. Boogie Nights, I could relate to it because it's kind of on a theme of what we talk about, isn't it? But you know, let's not go down the movie avenue because somebody else does that. Right. Okay, so you know what the guy was talking about, Damon. Germany, Reeperbahn, great fun, loads of times. Okay, because you were an Amsterdam man as well, weren't you, Damon? I've not been to Amsterdam either. I mean I went straight to Asia. Ryan, yeah, I have come across Combat Dealers. It's not really my kind of show. A lot of those shows are set up. You know, they're not natural. I have watched it, but I can't get into it because it doesn't come across that it is actually genuine. You know. Do you know what I watch sometimes? And it's just because it's on at a time when I just happen to relax for half an hour. It'll make you laugh. But I finish on Thursday, but I take these kids to school. So I normally work on YouTube in the morning. I'll go and have a bit of lunch about 1:30. And between kind of 2 and 2:45 when I leave, I've got about half an hour, 45 minutes. I like to just lay back on the couch, relax. It's the only time of the day I get to relax because when I come back at 4, I've got to walk my dog. I've got to carry on with this. So for about half an hour, I like to chill out. And something that just happens to be on at that time is Dickinson's Deal. If you're in the UK, it's a kind of what do you call it? They take things in, value them, and auction. And he looks like a tangerine. He's so orange. Right, let me just stop there. I want to say hello to Capio, new member. Welcome as a new member. Right, so do you remember earlier in the stream I said I was watching a stream which I quite enjoyed? So Capio, in case you're wondering, you were quite surprised that I came into your stream. I was genuine. I did enjoy it. It was kind of a different kind of stream. Now, I was just about to go to bed. Okay, you can see the guy's username on there, Capio. Quite outspoken, I'll say that much. I'm not going to be judgmental because I enjoyed it, but quite it's a little bit different. Let's just put it that way. Now, I normally go to bed about midnight. Now, I'd watched a real good movie on TV, film for the English, and I'd had a few beers, and I was just switching off. I thought I'd just check my numbers on YouTube, and you can see it will say whatever this guy's live, and I thought, oh, who's this guy? I don't know. I've heard his name. I had heard his name, so I went in and I watched his stream. Now, you don't actually see anybody; it's just people. But what I liked about it is everybody speaks their mind, and nobody's sort of worried about swearing or slating people. And all the people who've been in the stream tonight who were slating this one guy who I had the issues with, who I'm not going to mention again, but you know who he is. You know who he is. Okay. He's got a kind of anti-following also on this guy's channel. So, of course, that made my ears sprung up, and it was music to my ears. But, yeah, I mean, the channel's called Capio. I did say I'd mention it on this stream. You don't see anybody, but everybody speaks their mind. There's a bit of swearing goes on. So if you're a little bit sensitive, then, be careful. I have warned you. But it was very entertaining. I'd had a few drinks. I came in and commented. I hope I didn't say anything stupid when I'd had too much to drink, because I had too much to drink. But I get in. There's not many streams I'd get into. I watch and I'll take a little bit in. Sometimes I watch Trevor or Ed or something like that. And I caught this guy by accident. It was very entertaining. I had a few drinks and people were swearing. I was like, what the hell is this? But it was good. It was good. And well done for that, Capion. And welcome to Thailandbound as a member. Okay, right. Let's move on, see who else we've got in here. Saji, what is a Thai friendly? Right, I'll assume what you mean is what is Thai friendly. Thai friendly is a dating website. It's all in the name. It's Thai girls if you want to meet a Thai girl, but be very, very careful because a lot of working girls use it to expand their business, right? Right, guys, we've got to do a competition. We've been going now for an hour. Let me just say thank you to that super chat there. That's Halt Stuck, is it? More comics, they are the more comics they are better. Yeah, I know. I'm gutted that I can't use that software myself that I did the Nat and Dave in. But thank you very, very much for the super chat. I shall celebrate with a beer now while I've got the while I'm doing the competition. Right, guys, you've been here. We've done it every week. You know what it is. Later on, we're going to be doing the Spot the Ladyboy competition. You know I do it later now because there are some people who don't like it and they dip out. You know, I'll be watching the stream. I'll have 450 people in, and then all of a sudden I've got 400 people in because they don't like the Ladyboy. A lot of people like it. That's why I keep it, but do it towards the end. Right, now I've got to make sure I don't make a mistake here because you know what I did one week? I put the answers up before the... right, hang on. I've got that the wrong way around. Let me just double check because I don't want to put the answer up. Right, okay. I'm just moving them about in order. Second. Right, I'm really paranoid about this now, guys. Right, so you know the game. I'm going to put a card up with a little bit of music, full minute for you to take each picture in. One of them is a Thai girl, only one. The rest are from different countries around Asia. I want you to tell me which is the girl who is the Thai girl, okay? Here we go. Okay, did you get it right? Did you spot the tiger? Of course, I'm going to put the answer up in a bit, but we're going to whiz through this. I'm going to tell you who is right and who is wrong. Let's see if you got it right. Okay, Stephen Forex. No, I'm sorry. First one, no. Martin Ryder, no. Tom Young Guy, no. Boohoo, no. Bottle Baby, we don't have a 99. Good to see you in Bottle Baby. I see you in Ed's stream quite a bit. Good to have you in again, mate. Martin Ryder, no. Joey DeVere, is it? Yeah, you got it, mate. Well done. You put two answers. You can't have two answers. You got one right and one wrong. Right. Jeff Traveller, is that a B or an 8? It must be an 8. We don't know. It's not 8 anyway. Massive Coconuts, no. Only in Thailand, no. Simon Goodison, no. Lewis C, no. Shane O Traveller, no. Paul Shackleton, no. Mark Hanley, there's 3 there. I can't read them out. Clive Allen, no. Pesky McNuggets, well done, mate. You got it, yeah. Only in Thailand, no. Vlad the Inhaler, love the name, no. Martin Ryder, no. Joey DeViva, you're putting every number known to man on here. TGC 2450, no, unfortunately. Gemini Star, no. Yeah, Joy Lim, we're having that later. Paul Chambers, no. Biggest Stickers, nice to have you, mate. No, it wasn't that. Big Bass 255, no. Helic Daddy, no. Thai Billy Boy, no. Ross Cook, no. Rob Zavir, no. Trevor, no. Not many right answers tonight here. Massive Coconuts, no. Charles, come on, let's have some right answers, guys. Barang, no. Clive McLaren F1 Race, no. Jolly Fox, no. Yoz Travels, no. 404 Bad Gateway, no. Charlie Stewart, right, no. Richard Harris, no. Mike M, no. Damon, no. Zigger T, no. Joey, you're going to be surprised, guys, actually. Marky J, well done, mate. You got it. Good to have a right answer. Peter Parker, no. Black Bolt, no. Taxi Talal, no. D-Rock 777. Haven't you had one already, haven't you? No, it's not 4. Come on, guys. Give me a right answer. Smiley McGee, easy this time, number 7. It's not number 7, Smiley McGee. Right, Paul Scratch 4, no. James Hart, no. I didn't realise it was so difficult this week. Colin Bullions, no. McLaren, Clive, Christ, I wish you got it right, Club. I feel like phoning you and giving you the answer because you get it wrong every week. Franco, no. Bendover, no. V, no. Capio, no. D-Rock 7977, no. We've only had about 2 right answers. Dutch Farang, well done, mate. You got it. Alex, I'm going to cut this short because there's so many here. DWP, let's whiz through them now, right? Crypto Nerd 91, no. Innovations Reality, no. Jorma Manico, is it? No. Paul F, no. Max Vite, no. Stephen Forex, The Flood, I don't know what that means. Nick T, no. Gary B71, no. David, whiz through these now. Let me just see if there's any right ones, because I can't read all these out. There's so many now. We've got over 400 in now, and I think there's 400 answers here. Then I'm just whizzing through. Right, Bottle Baby, yes, well done. Just reading the right ones, right. Mark Stanfield, yes, well done. Who else? Any more for any more? Timo, well done. You got it. Hang on. Let me just block a troll. Right, he's gone. You might not have been a troll, actually. I might have just blocked somebody who isn't a troll. And if I have, I apologize. I'll put you back next week. It's just I'm a bit confused with what's going on with that other guy, right? Right, Kevin Lampard. I'm not doing the nose anymore. Kicks TV, yes, well done. Capio says, Jesus, chat is fast. A lot, yes. When the competitions are on, they do go quite fast. That's why I'm trying to rush through them. You know, I'm just giving only the right answers now. I'm whizzing through all the wrong answers. Yeah, I'll just put that. Was quite nice there, isn't it? Who else? Any other right answers? Clive, you are right. You are right this time, but you've left out number 8. Right, Kevin Lampard. You got it right. Well done. Look at that, Clive. One of them is right. Yeah, definitely. Who else? Any more for any more? Right, I'm going to show you the answers in a minute, guys, because we're nearly right, that's it. That's it. So congratulations to the few people that got it right. Commiserations for the people who didn't get it. So I didn't think it was going to be that difficult, but then I make the competition, so maybe it's just me. So here we go. Here is the Thai girl. There you go. There'll be more of that next week. I'll try and make it a bit easier for you next week. And don't forget, we've got the same competition, guys, later on, like that format, but it's going to be Spot the Ladyboy. Right. I had a bit of a complaint in the week, which kind of made me, I don't know whether to smile about it or kind of scratch my head. I'm going to do the Manga Minute now, right? You know what the Manga Minute is? I put some pretty girl on there dancing. It's not a minute. It could be 30 seconds, 40 seconds, but I did explain this. And I had a guy write to me in the week and he says, oh, I've just watched your stream. And I hate to tell you this, but your Manga Minutes was only 40 seconds long. And I'm like, is this a joke? The Manga 40 seconds doesn't sound as good as the Manga Minute. All right, that's all it is. So, guys, enjoy. Absolutely disgusting. I couldn't watch that. Right, we might as well do Joke of the Week and then I'll get back into the comments, okay? Right, somebody sent me this in. I think, let me see if I can find the name. Gary, what was this? I can't find his, a guy called Gary. I don't know his last name. Right, 3 inmates were on the way to prison. They were each allowed to take 1 item with them to help them occupy their time while incarcerated. On the bus, one turned to another and said, so what did you bring? The first convict pulled out a box of paints and stated that he intended to paint everything he could. He wanted to become the Van Gogh of the jail. Then he asked the second, what did you bring? The second convict pulled out a deck of cards and grinned and said, I bought cards. I can play poker, solitaire, gin, and any number of games. The third convict was sitting quietly aside, grinning to himself. The other two took notice and asked, "Why are you so smug? What did you bring?" The guy pulled out a box of tampons, smiled, and he said, "I brought these." The other two were puzzled and asked, what did you bring those with you for? He grinned and he says, he pointed to the side of the box and he said, "Well, look, according to these, I can go horseback riding, swimming, roller skating, and lots more." Right, that's enough of that nonsense. Let me just change this picture because I like the picture from last week more than that one. Actually, I really like this picture. So let's bring these lovely ladies back for their final appearance on Thailand Bound. Right, Capio says, "I like the format. Where do the stories come from?" Right, well the stories, Capio, I hope I pronounced that properly. They're all sent in by viewers. It started off. It's probably your first time in here, so I'll just explain really briefly. A lot of other people already know this, but about 3 years ago, I started this channel. I was in Hua Hin, and I decided to make a travel channel about Thailand before the lockdowns, before COVID. And my first few videos were filmed in Hua Hin on the beach. They're a little bit amateurish, like we all start off. I've improved over time, and so I started doing these travel videos when I was in Thailand. And then, of course, I came back. We went into a full lockdown. We didn't know how long it was going to be. It was a long time, wasn't it? So, like everybody else, I was looking for content, but I've been stuck in England. I was actually back in Thailand in December I planned to go for 3 weeks, but I got COVID and they wouldn't let me on the aircraft. So I went over in December and I came back in January, just gone, 6 months ago already. And so because burping now, the old beer, get it all out. That's it. So, I came back to the UK, and it's hard enough for guys in Pattaya at that time because everyone was under lockdown. You couldn't go out. There were no bars open, and people were struggling how to keep the channels going. So I scratched my head and I thought, what can I do? Now, I lived in Thailand for many, many years. I lived in Pattaya for 3 years. I've lived in along Sukhumvit in several apartment buildings. First went there in 1991. So a lot of time I spent in Thailand, but I wasn't in Thailand. So I had to kind of scratch my head and think, well, what can I do? And I remember stories because guys I went out to in bars who met bar girls, they got robbed. I knew a guy who threw himself, a good friend of mine in Pattaya actually threw himself off a balcony, committed suicide because he met a bar girl and he was with her a couple of months. He thought he could trust her, sold his house in the UK, and he went to Pattaya. She ended up getting the money in her bank account. She disappeared with a Thai boyfriend, and the guy was about my age. And you can't dust yourself off and say, well, I'll go back and do it all again. He didn't even have the money for a ticket. He drank half a bottle of Black Label or whatever it was at the time, and he took a dive off a balcony. So I personally knew that guy. So I told that story, and then I could remember some of the other stories. And I could do about 10 stories from memory, but I had some guys write to me and say, "Oh, I've got a similar experience. This happened to me. Can I send you my story? But don't, keep me. I don't want you to give my name out." So that's what I did. I did it, and I said to people, "Look, this is this guy's story. It's not his real name." And I started reading it out, and more people started sending stories. I've even had stories sent in by women as well, and it's been a continued thing. And I was going to stop it actually when I went out to Thailand, but I've got a nice collection of stories that comes in every week, and I carry on reading them. I've got a big fan club of the stories, a lot of ladies. And in answer to your question, I'm going on a bit, but that's how it started. And lastly, the only thing I'd say on this, the last thing I say is, I always thought that when I go back to Thailand, I'd drop the stories because they were just a filler. But actually, they've become so popular that I think when I go to live in Thailand, I'm not going to drop them. I'm going to keep them because a lot of the females who are subscribed to my channel, they like these stories. They come out every Saturday morning, so there's no point taking them away. I'll keep them there. I can only add to the channel, right? Okay, Angels Cabell, can we have a manga hour? Than a manga minute? Yeah, I wish as well, but there would be some people get cheesed off and say, "Hey, it's not a porn site. We didn't come here for this." But Angels Cabell, you do it every week. Very generous, mate. Thank you for the super chat. You know what that's going to buy. I don't give to any charities. It goes straight to the oldie beer. Cheers. Right, I think we'll do this now. I warn you here. I've messed up the sound. We do this every week. It's these lovely Japanese ladies. Okay. the volume is very high. So get your finger on the volume because it's going to be high. But I'm still going to play them because we do them every week. So here's 2 for you now.
How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me? How dare you say such a thing to me?
Let me do another one.
Are you serious about anyone? 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 Are you serious about anyone?
There you go. We do that every week. I've got another 2 for you later on. Sorry if I blew your ears out. Right, talking about keyboard warriors, which we were. I just want to play you a little clip. This is a guy. Well, I'll get back into the comments after this, just clearing out all the stuff before I've had too much to drink, right? So this is a guy, he found his troll. So it's nothing to do with Thailand. There was a guy trolling a YouTuber, and I don't know to what extent he was trolling him, but this guy is a bodybuilder, right? And this bodybuilder guy made it his lifetime's ambition to find out who this troll was. And he did find him. And this is the meeting that he had with his troll. It's only about 30 seconds long. There's no violence or anything like that. But just look at the look on the guy's face, the troll.
See what he's got to say. Hello, Sonny. It's a good job he's hiding in Spain because there's nothing more that I would like than to toss the dwarf around the room. Well, it's your lucky day. But I'm going to put the camera there. I'm going to put my hands in my pocket for you. Right? So you're going to get a chance. Now you can be internet famous immediately if you get this one right. Now go on. You know that awkward moment when you catch a keyboard warrior? Yeah, you know what I'm on about, yeah? Yeah. He's won. Do you know why he got sacked from my coffee shop? Really? Because he inappropriately touched a minor. And his criminal record check came back that he sexually assaulted somebody at the age of 6 and then intimidated the witness, which is in the public domain. But I don't think that you told your boss that, did you? No? So would you like to... You're not gonna take your chance? Alright. Have a latte? No? No, do that. Okay. What do you got? Nothing.
He's in my personal space right now. He's in my place. I'm the manager.
You're not the manager. You're not the manager. I found that out too.
Okay, and he's interrupting me now. He's refusing to leave. He's in my space.
No, you haven't asked me to leave.
He's causing a scene.
You haven't asked me to leave. He hasn't asked me to leave yet, has he? He hasn't asked me to leave.
It's quite
he hasn't asked me to leave. No.
Right?
Huh?
It's quite clear that you know.
Well, I don't know. Am I welcome here?
Coming in.
Can I sit down with you and have a coffee? My name's Aaron, by the way. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you, Matthew. I'm welcome here. I don't think you're welcome here.
No.
I think if we go to all of the tables here, I've got a feeling you ain't going to be. I don't think you're going to be welcome here. So you're not going to hit me. You're not going to hit me.
Why are you coming?
You're not going to hit me. You're not going to hit me.
Really
Okay. Just so we can clarify.
Quite interesting, wasn't it? You know, it just goes to show you that the internet can be faceless or seem to be faceless, but you know, sometimes you can go too far and it can backfire. So, you know, I just thought I'd show you that because it is interesting. I've done trolling before, not serious trolling where I, you know, went on as a fake, anything like that. But there was a guy I didn't like who pissed me off about something he said on one of my comments, and I went in and sort of hammered him with my comments. But you know, I don't do it anymore. Right. Right, Terry says, hi, Peter. Love the stories. Thank you, Terry. I'm glad about that. Damon, Aaron, do you know him? Do you know him? The guy with the tat on his face there. Right, let's have a look. What we're all saying. Massive coconuts, Peter. Where can I send you my complaint? That was not a minute. Yeah, exactly. You know what to do. Standard reply from me, right? Massive coconuts. Please contact my refunds department as always, right? Yeah, Capio says, Hua Hin is my favorite place. I've been going for 15 years. It is. It's not for everybody. You know, these guys who go just to party and take girls out every night and all the rest of it, they want to go to patio. I understand that. I used to be like that, as in go and drink and stay out all night and go bars. But you get to a point in life where, you know, you want something, but not in your face sort of thing. And whoring is, some people think it's boring. It suits me. I'm 62. I like it. There's enough there to keep me entertained. And there is a lot of guys do like it. Right. 404 Bad Gateway. My wife came into the kitchen and shouted, "What are you doing?" I replied, "Making dinner." She said, "I needed your help as I just fell down the stairs." I said, "Oh, sorry. I thought EastEnders was starting." Okay. Boom, boom. Right. Jeff Fried Rice. Hey, Peter, that's my favorite background. Did you say that it's final appearance? Just for a while, because I don't want to be repetitive. It's a very nice picture. I was doing the Thailand Hooters girls for a while. There's only so many pictures. I particularly like this picture because I think most of them are pretty. This girl, can you see where I'm pointing? Hang on, it's a bit difficult to do. This girl, somebody did mention it. I do agree. She looks a bit like a vampire, doesn't she? She's got that vampire face, but that's kind of a bit of a turn on, isn't it? Right. Keenock, how you doing, Mr. Birdshit? I'm off to Cambodia. Two birds look stunning. Two birds look stunning. What, in the picture? Right. Good luck in Cambodia. I had a good time there. Right. Christopher Doyle, how you doing? DWP Dutch the right. Okay. D-Rock 7977. 6 girls, silver girl left to right. 6th girl, silver girl left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the vampire. Clive's still trying to guess. It's gone. It's finished, Clive. Give it up. It's gone. Right. Kevin Sutherland. Kevin here from Australia. Good morning, Peter and people. I'm not very good looking. So it feels good when I go to Thailand and the girls even talk to me. I know what it's all about. Do you know what? I've seen some funny sights over the years. I've seen guys, I mentioned this last week in Pattaya, you know, they're in wheelchairs and you've got the bar girl on the back of the wheelchair, you know, feeding the guy, you know. I've seen guys in Walking Street who can't be less than a day under 80. You know, they've got leather sandals on with socks, grey khaki shorts, a white flat cap, you know, and they're getting jumped on by the girls. You know, yeah, you won't be lonely in Thailand. Yeah, Kicks TV says, nice. I'll leave one word out. Nice lineup for sure. Okay, let me do this one more time because this is outrageous. You know, I did this right at the beginning of the stream. I won't do it a third time. If you've just come into the stream late, I just think this says it all. You know, a lot of guys, I'm not single. I will be soon. You know that. But a lot of guys go to Thailand because they've just had enough of the UK. I've had 2 incidents happen to me this week with people in the UK where I live. I had a Karen stop me tonight because she said I was pulling my dog. I've had dogs since I was 15. I'll tell you briefly what the story was. Right, I had the headphones on. I was talking to Andrew Hammond about stuff. He's going on the same day as me to Thailand, but he's on a different flight. And I've got a beagle, right? And when I go out of here, I've got a woods here, and I know when he has a crap, I know when he has a pee, and when he's done, I know. I've had him for 12 years, right? But beagles are sniffers. You know, that's all they do. They sniff. They want to pick up a scent. And if I didn't ever tug him, it'd take me 3 hours to do a half-hour walk. So what I tend to do when I know he's done all his business, I don't sort of drag him by the neck so he's hanging him, but you know, I'll constantly kind of give him a little bit of encouragement. I'm talking away and I'm pulling him, and I look around and there's this Karen there looking at me from a distance. Her husband was embarrassed. He walked off. Basically, he was like 20 meters in front. If you don't know what a Karen is, go onto YouTube. A Karen is what they call, entitled Western women, basically. So this Karen was stopped looking at me, and I had the headphones. I was talking to Andrew. I said, "What's she looking at?" So I looked round, and she's over there, and obviously her husband's embarrassed. He kept walking. He's away, you know. So I thought, what's up with her? So I took the headphone out. I said, "Are you all right? What's up?" And she said, "I've just watched your dog try to have a pee 4 times, and you pulled him. You didn't let him pee." I was like, "Oh, well, I had the headphones in, you know, because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I love dogs. I'd never be cruel to an animal." And I said, "Oh," she said, "Well, you've got those headphones in. You can't see him." And I just laughed it off. And she said, "Don't laugh." And I thought, who the hell are you to stop me in the street and tell me don't pull my dog? You know, it's not like I was swinging him around my head. So that's one incident I had. I'm not going to tell you about the other one I had because it's just all shit stuff. But, you know, I really want to get out of the UK. I'm absolutely fed up of it. And here's another reason.
What should we do then?
Crisps.
More food?
Ben! All right, Bubs. Do me a favour. Another packet of discos.
Yeah.
The big bag of 10.
Yeah.
That's the bag I want. Don't bring me a little individual bag. Bring me the big bag, babes.
Okay.
Business as usual.
This one.
That's the very fellow. That's got one out. And that's where they'll stay. before they're gone.
What, you're going to eat all them?
Normally, as a rule, yeah.
She says, as a rule, business as usual. Bloody hell. Right, okay, let's not go on a downward spiral to somewhere we don't want to be. Nice super chat again there. Who's that from? Let me have a quick look. Broadcast Dave, thanks for that. Dave, that will get me 4 of the, I can't pronounce it. People have tried to educate me, but I can't say it. It's the oldie beer, $2.99 for 4. Absolutely bloody marvellous. It really is. But thank you very much, Broadcast Dave. Now, I will read your message out now. Beagles are the best. However, they are a pain in the buttocks to walk. They are. Benji, my beagle, was the second one I had. The one I had before was the same. They're the same. You know, you have to constantly tug them because they're not like, you can't throw a ball for a beagle. Beagles don't bring back balls. All they want to do is sniff, right? And you have to constantly pull them. And this Karen, I just felt like saying, why don't you just... Right? I don't want to get banned off YouTube, but you know what I mean. But like I say, let's not go downhill. But thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay, look, people know what a Karen is now. That's a new word to me. I only discovered it about a month ago. I was always surfing on YouTube, and I come across a video, 10 Karens caught out. And what a Karen is, it's basically a woman who's entitled. You know, she's entitled. How dare you overtake her? Or, you know, she's opinionated. And, you know, I sound like one of these, I don't even know the word, but there are women like this about. It's just as bad guys, I know. But, you know, who the hell is she to tell me about my dog? Right, Twitch in Thailand, good one, Peter. Yeah, thank you. No name says, I love the Karen picture on Google. All right. Right, T-Money says, it's T-Money. Okay, I got it now. My dog would be 500 times if I let him. Yeah, I think it meant P. Yeah, they do. That's what they do. Was she wearing a mask? 20 Rothman. She wasn't, no. But you know what it is on this bit of road that I was walking on, because I'm really lucky. I've got a pocket park between my front door and my you come out my front door, there's a fence so nobody can get through, but there's a pocket park, a little pocket park for the community. People walk their dogs and that. So I'm very lucky. I can, when it's really hot, I just walk him in there because there's a canopy and he doesn't get too hot. And that's all I do. But on a nice evening when it's a bit cooler like it was tonight, I'll take him out. And there's a long road with a strip of grass, which is great. I can let him on one of those long leads, you know. And she stopped and tried to lecture me about how to look after a dog. But honestly, her husband, guys, he must have been embarrassed because he didn't even look back at me. He just kept walking. And I'm sure when she caught him up and started preaching, you know, how she'd done her good deed for the day, I'm sure he sort of turned around to her and said, just, you know, what the... I won't even try to imagine what he said, but he was embarrassed for sure. Right, Stephen 4X. That reason, what the hell is that? A phone number or to leave in the UK? That's, yeah, okay, yeah, I got you. That, yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of good things about Thailand, about the UK. Let's not put it down. There's a lot of good things, but there is a lot of things now that weren't around when I was a kid or even as a young man. I just don't like the way the country's going. It's sad because we used to live in a great nation, didn't we? I'm not here to preach. Let's have some fun. Let me put something else on so that I don't, I don't get into one of these rants. Let's have a look. Right, yeah, good point. Alexander the Great says, who said there is a husband? Yeah, well, okay, the guy with her then. There was a guy with her, but he did look embarrassed. Damien again. Imagine living with it, puts me in a cold sweat. Yeah, Damien's actually lives on his own. I actually said to Damien a couple of times, I said, don't you feel lonely, living on your own all these years? I wish you had somebody keep you company. He's got a girlfriend in Thailand, actually, so it's not too bad. He's not on his own. But he loves living on his own. And, when you watch a video like that, I don't want the little bag, get the big bag, business as usual. When you see that, it's a good reason to be single, isn't it? Yeah, Shane says beagles are a small hound. They are. They used to test beagles in the 70s. They couldn't get away with it now. They'd rip down the labs. But in the 70s in the UK, when they wanted to test lungs, certain cigarettes and filters and things like that, they used to have all these. It was heartbreaking. They had all these beagles in these kind of straps so they couldn't move their heads. And they'd smoke cigarettes one after another. They used to put these cigarettes, and the beagle had to breathe in this cigarette smoke, and absolutely cruel as hell. But the reason they chose beagles is because they're so timid, not timid, that's the wrong word. They're so forgiving. The reason I got a beagle in the first place, because I had young children, and they wouldn't bite. They're very good with children. But people, it was horrible. Right, Crocodile Sunday, love that name. I have traveled most of the globe, and Thai women are up there with the most beautiful women in the world. They are, but you can't always trust them. That's a problem. Not all of them, some of them. Right, Broadcast Dave, I'm on my second beagle as well. It sounds like you're having it for dinner, Dave. Picture is my first beagle. Okay, yeah, my first one had the very glamorous name of Skip. Right, Pulley Buffalo 555. The shock collars work well. Never use them. Yeah, I think that's cruel though. You know, imagine you're out for a walk and you stop to look at an aircraft and your owner like electrocutes you. I don't think I'd use one of them. Richard, good grief, Peter. I never thought I would see 40 degrees Celsius in the UK. I'm dreading Monday and Tuesday. I mean, I like warm weather and I'm not complaining, but 40 degrees in the UK, no aircon, it's going to be a killer. Paul Hoskin, you like dogs as well? That's good. Yeah. Right, there you go, Damien. There's one for you. You could take her on. You do your take on her. Oh, you could do your take on her, Damien. You could take her on as well. Yeah. The Wutong Live. The soy dogs in Thailand will bite you. I think you meant by that. Yeah, I don't like the soy dogs. Right, Keenock. I went with a fat bird once as we were getting down to it. She said, this isn't happening, but I'd already finished. I must. Yeah, okay. Too much information, Ed. Thank you for contributing, but a little bit too much information. Right, okay. How long will... Wow, the time flies by. I'm going to do the ladyboy competition soon. Right, MOH, a beagle equals a Manga. All are sniffer breed. Yeah, very clever. Right, Crocodile Sunday again. Peter, do you think the woman was so mad about your dog because she looked like the dog? No, she was a Karen. She was a... I get your point. I know you're joking, but she was a Karen, you know, the expert. I laughed it off. I just laughed. She says, don't laugh. I just walked off. I didn't want to embarrass the guy with her. Okay. Okay. Right. Hi, Robert. Robert Thompson. Hello from Pensacola, Florida. Yeah, good to have you in the stream. Lee James. Yeah, you're laughing. Look, I'll put that up. You put key knock, laugh out loud, because you understand what it means, right? Key knock, bird shit. Knock is bird, key is shit. If you ever hear a bar girl talk about key knock when she's near you, like go to another bar. I'm not even going to read that out, Paul. Kicks TV, DWP will be the first to get banned. Okay. Yeah, Dutch Frang, you put, what is the Monday show? So I don't know if that's directed at me like the stream. I normally do a stream on a Sunday, not on Monday. But if you've come in late, I'm not doing a stream this Sunday because it's going to be so hot. Right. It's a good time to tell you what I've decided now. So, you know, I put out a poll a while ago and I said, would you rather have the streams on a Friday as we're doing now, or would you rather have them on a Sunday at 7 p.m? And I've got to be honest with you, more people came back and said they'd rather have them on a Sunday at 7 p.m. Look, it started. It's there again. You know, but I thought about it, and I actually prefer a Friday myself because, you know, the thing is, on a Sunday, I've got something in the pipe works. I am going to do something on a Sunday, something regular, but I don't want to tell you about it now. I've been discussing it with friends, and I have got the mainstream. I'm going to continue Friday, 9 p.m. on a Friday. We get a good crowd in. It goes well. You know, I have a lot of stuff prepared for you guys to make it entertaining. Sundays, I'm not going to abandon it, but I can't really tell you what I'm going to do at the moment. But stay tuned, as they say, and I will tell you. But for now, this Sunday, there won't be a stream, but only because of the heat. It's going to be so hot. Even on Sunday, it's the start of the 2-day heat wave. I just can't sit in here. You know, I'm going to take my shirt off and be like somebody else we know. You know what I mean? Sitting there with no shirt on doing this stream. Right. DWP says, have a shot, Peter. Well, what you don't know is I had a cheeky one while the competition was on. That's why I like the competitions. I can have an open bar here, and then when it's nearly finished, I can get back to normal, and you don't know what I've been up to. Right. All right, a lot of you guys are talking to each other as usual, so I'm trying to, right, what does that say? Taxi Talal. A long time ago, Karens used to get burnt as witches. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can't bend over. You say, let the dogs roam free. You can't with beagles because they don't follow you. You know, if I took, and it's not just, I've had it with both dogs. If I'm in a farmer's field and there's no one around, I can let him off the lead, but I have to have him in front. And when he stops, I have to kind of like, go on, because otherwise I'll lose him. He'll just start sniffing and he won't. They're not like normal dogs where they run after you when they see you in the distance. He's got to be on a lead, but it's one of those long leads that go right out. Like an elastic, not elastic. Is it 5 meters or something? He's old now. I don't think I'll have him much longer. Right. T Money says, I am on my own like Damon. I think is the last 6 months dying alone worth 50 years of misery. No. Oh, that's a bit grim. Nick T. And that was her son she introduced to make her even fatter, I presume. Yeah, no doubt, Nick, no doubt. Okay, a little bit of information. Right, Carletto, is that right? What is the name of the phone company you use when you reside in Bangkok, Thailand? Well, I haven't chosen one yet, but the popular ones, there's about 3 or 4. Trying to remember the names of them now. You've got, when you come into the airport, there's 2 phone shops in there. I can't remember the name of them. Christ, it must be dementia. One of them, guys, if you know the mobile phone, the networks in Thailand, just put a few down for Carlito because I can't remember them. I always buy a SIM card when I come through the airport. True is the one I use. So TRUE, red banner. So you can get a contract with True. If you go to Terminal 21, you go to the very top floor. It's high. You look down, it's quite scary. Top floor, all the mobile phone shops are on the top floor of Terminal 21, real high. You've got several up there. You'll get sorted, but I always go with True because they seem. The reason I go with True is when you're in Bangkok, all the mobile phones seem to have a good signal. They're all as good as each other. There's nothing in it price-wise, signal-wise. But the good thing about True, they seem to have more antennas throughout Thailand. So if you're gonna travel, you might have a phone company that works great around Bangkok and Pattaya, for instance. Once you start going out to more rural areas, up towards Isan, you might not have the coverage. True is very good for that because they have a lot more mobile telephone masts. Right. Health Adams, do you rate Koh Chang in Thailand? Thinking of going instead of Phuket and Samui. I wouldn't go there for an entire holiday. You'll get bored. The good thing about Koh Chang is it's quite close to Pattaya, so you can actually go to base yourself at Pattaya and spend some days over in Koh Chang. But you wouldn't want to spend a whole vacation in Koh Chang, I wouldn't imagine. Right, checkbound. Hello, Paul and everyone. Late in, I guess I missed it. You haven't missed the Ladies Boy competition checkbound. That is coming. I would have been doomed anyway. Well, you might be doomed yet because I've still got the Ladyboy competition. We've been in for an hour and 45. It's not going to be a real long one tonight, guys. I always say that every week. It was 4 hours 20 minutes last week. I can't. I've got to get up in the morning. Yeah, exactly. Clive. Shame they didn't test on Jeremy Beadle. Yeah. Right. Paul Shackleton again. Peter, do you have a good home for Benji the Beagle when you go to Thailand? Yeah, absolutely. He goes to my daughter's house, my eldest daughter. She's got her own business. She lives down the road, and she'll keep him, but he'll be shared between my wife and the younger daughter and everything. I'm really proud of my younger daughter, actually. We went to Birmingham University. She's just my youngest daughter. I don't know if I've told you any of my background, but I left school when I was 15 with no qualifications because in those days, it was 1975, I went straight into a steelworks and we were encouraged to earn money for our families. And I think, my father died when I was quite young, so I gave most of my salary packet, or we called it wages, to my mother. You had to. You just didn't have the social support that you have nowadays. And so I didn't really have too much of an education. What I've got now, I kind of made the hard way. But my daughter's just got a bachelor's degree from Birmingham University, and we got the certificate through the post with a hologram, and it's got her name on it. And I'm looking at a bachelor's degree. When I was younger, when somebody said bachelor's degree, I thought scientist, astronaut, physicist. Bachelor's degree. I know it's not such a big deal now, but for me to have a daughter with a bachelor's degree, it is a big deal to me. It's just that name, it's like it conjures up like being a kind of non-educated guy. I'm streetwise, but I'm not really educated to the point that I could take any. I think I'm driving at. But to have somebody who's got a bachelor's degree in the family, I'm so proud of her. But I don't know why I've told you that. I'm going off subject. Right, back into the stream here. Yeah, Paul Shackleton. So I've answered that. Okay, Guns and Plebs. What type of a person is considered a monger? I guess the sort of person who's considered a monger is a guy who goes out anywhere looking for girls, and he's not really happy to go out and have a relationship with one girl. He's not looking for a girlfriend as such. He might be looking for a holiday girlfriend, but a Manga is typically a guy who goes on holiday and his sole aim is to kind of bed as many girls as he can during his vacation. And it's all, you know, it's all what's the word they use? It's all I can't think of the word. It's not anything bad, you know. They're not taking advantage of anybody. It's all in agreement. That's my best description of it. Right, check bound again. 40-degree weather, can't get to the air-conditioned shopping mall or the cinema, but best to mask up. Well, that's the thing in the UK, isn't it? I mean, more people are getting air conditioning, but there's a lot of people don't have it, including me. Right, it seems there's a few people waiting for the old ladyboy competition. Clive says ladyboy ahoy. Yeah, that's coming. That's coming. Right, I'm probably quite late on these. Let me skip through a few of these, get to some of the later ones. Right, Crocodile Sunday. I'll be totally honest with you. She said, Peter, I've been out of touch for a while. Are you open to having another relationship when you move to Thailand? Well, let's put it this way. I've been married for 33 years. I say this every week. I hope I'm not boring you to death. I'll just say my wife and I are separating on good terms. That's it. I won't say any more about that, right? So the question is, are you open to having another relationship? Well, let's just say I'm not close to the idea, but I'm definitely not going out there looking for a relationship. And I don't want to live with anybody. You know, I've been living with somebody for 33 years, no complaints. But, you know, I want to be young, free and single. I can be free and single. The younger bit, maybe I'll have to put on the back burner because I've had all that. You don't know how life turns out, do you? I might go out there and meet the girl of my dreams who captivates me and I might fall in love again. I don't know. But I'm not planning it. I'm just not, you know, I'm definitely not going out there looking for anybody. You know, I'm just going to be happy to have nothing that ties me down. You know, at the moment, I've got to look after my dog. I've got to look after the house. I've got to run my daughter to work. I've got to do my little job. You know, when I'm in Thailand, I have a nice air conditioning room, a long sook of it. I can concentrate on this, try to make the channel better, do a few more live streams to try and catch different audiences around the world. I'd like to do live streams that start at 9 p.m. in Australia, start at 9 p.m. East Coast, West Coast, America. You know, I mean, I cater for the UK at the moment because I'm in the UK. I will still cater for the UK, but I've got to play with the times that suits me. When I go out in October, I think I'm going to have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every week, once a week again, because I know, you guys have been pretty loyal into the stream most weeks, and I recognize most of the same faces, most of the same names. And, you know, people say, oh, last time people said, don't worry about us. We'll be here when you get back. But it's not about that. You know, I mean, I'm in Thailand. The channel's called Thailandbound. So when I'm out in Thailand, it's once a week. I'll set the clock. I'll have a coffee and it'll be like the last time. I'll be blurry eyed, do this stream and go back to bed. All right. Right. Richard Meller. Hey, Peter, glad to listen in tonight. I usually listen from the USA on a Friday afternoon. Today I'm working in Israel. Yeah, good to have you in. So yeah, you're watching live. That's good. That's good. Different. Okay. Right. Paul Shackleton says, Peter, just promise not to stop the Saturday stories. Well, I'll try my best. I don't want to stop them, but you've got to understand, Paul. They are a lot of work. They take me 2 full days to edit, record, edit them on paper, read. I have to rehearse them, read them. Itchy nose again, must be the pollen. But no, I don't think I'm going to end the stories. Too many people enjoy them now, Paul. And I actually enjoy reading them. But when you read them for the 4th time, they do get a little bit much. What I do actually... When these stories are finished, I'll upload them, but I put them on kind of unlisted so nobody can see them. I'll wait a day, and then when I'm out with Benji in the evening, I put the headphones on because they're generally about half an hour, 40 minutes max, and my walk's half an hour. And I listen to them because I just want to make sure all the editing, I haven't made any stories. But because I was edited them and I come back to them after 2 days, I don't realize, because I'm not editing, I'm not looking for mistakes, anything. I'm just listening like you would listen to them, and I'm walking, and some of them I think, well, that was a nice story, and I enjoy them like you did. And it's really weird because I'm listening to myself. I mean, how weird is that? Is that a joke? Paradise Life, Dutch Farang, where are you from? Take a wild guess. Dutch Farang. Okay, Lee James. Okay, Dutch Farang, do you make a few quid from this channel? Why would Dutch Farang make a few quid from this channel? He's nothing. He's a viewer. He's not part of the, you know. Till, yeah. I mean, thanks for those pictures you sent me last week. Look very nice where you are. I'll put that up. I'm not going to say it, but I'll put it up. Yeah, I read that as well. Javier used to put, apparently Thailand moves into top 10 of best countries to live for expats. Mexico is number 1, Indonesia number 2, and Taiwan is 3rd. Well, I've been to Indonesia. It's actually it's a Muslim country. Actually, it's more Muslim than anything else. So when I was in, it was quite difficult to get alcohol. It's probably all changed. I was there in the when was I there? I visited late 90s. I visited, and you know, when you bought beers, it was all done under the counter. It's probably changed now. Right, let me just see if I've got another story that I've missed out. Okay, here's an interesting one, but this is more for the Thais. But I'll read it out because it's quite interesting. You know, the Thais are straight to the point, aren't they? They don't mess about like we do. Right, chemical castration for sex offenders approved in Thailand. Right, sex offenders will be offered. Oh, they'll be offered chemical castration in Thailand in a bid to cut down reoffending after lawmakers approved the controversial procedure. Criminals who are considered likely to commit more sex attacks after their release will be given the option of the injection, which lowers their testosterone levels in return for a reduced prison sentence. Do you know what, guys? I'm not going to read the rest of it. I think I'd prefer to just do my full prison sentence and come out with a healthy sex life. You know what I mean? Right. Mercy Pool, get any phone data service for 1 month, not expensive, enough to worry about. Talk to local experts to find out something more long-term. Well, you don't really need to talk to local. I mean, it is helpful if you can talk to local experts, but a lot of guys in here, they don't know any local experts, local expats, so they'll go out there on their own. But the information's there. You know, you go into any big mall, even at the airport, they've got a couple of telephone shops. But like I just said, you can go into 7-Eleven and hook up on a contract, but go to Terminal 21 on Sukhumvit or one of the big malls, and it's the top floor. And you can get your all the information you need. Yeah, Tom Young Guy says, you sure it's DTAC? Oh, good. AI, yeah, they're all good. AIS is good. DTAC. So there is a lot of good company. I wasn't slating the bad ones, but the reason why I go with True is because I know for certain that they do have more antennas, and I plan to travel Thailand. And I don't want to be without a phone signal. There's nothing more annoying when you're trying to upload a video and you haven't got a signal. Yours Travels. EE has a £10 a month add-on, so you can use all your allowance in Thailand. I didn't know that because I'm actually with EE, and I do rate them actually. Right, Taxi to Lao. Thank you for that, Taxi to Lao. That's a funny figure, that isn't it? Right, Towards the Drinks Fund. Great channel you have built up. Only 6 weeks away. I'll be on the Thai Airways flight after almost 3 years. Yeah, you know what will happen? Let me tell you what will happen, Taxi to Lao. You'll go after 3 years. So you'll have the anticipation, the build-up. You'll have all your underpants laid out on the bed with all your socks and your toy. Have I got my hairspray, my aftershave, you know, my whatever you take, right? I'm just joking around. But you'll get excited and you'll get to the airport. It's like, here we go. And that flight, you know, I went in December and I hadn't been for 2 years. And what happens, you come out of the airport and within 10 minutes, it's like you've never left. You just fall back into it. It's like a script. It really is. But yeah, good on you. Good on you. Right. Saji says, what is Karen in Manga talk? It's not Manga talk. It's a well-used phrase across the internet now. And what it basically means is it's not me who's coined this phrase, but it describes particularly Western women who've got this kind of entitlement, and they feel like they're entitled to tell everybody off and to tell everybody how it should be done. Like the woman tonight who told me off because I tugged my dog to make him walk. You know, she's like looking at me with death in her eyes, and she's like, you know, your dog's tried to pee 4 times, and he didn't try to pee 4 times. It was sniffing somebody else's pee. You know, that's a Karen basically. You know, they drive like huge Range Rovers, and on the school run when you got right away, they bully their way through because they're in these big cars. You know, and that's one thing I just want to get away from in the UK. Jay East, yeah, good evening to you, mate. Good to have you in. Gary B71. Years ago, the UK TV weather forecast for a heat wave had happy, smiley, sunny images. Now it's dark red images with danger to. I know it's all out the window, isn't it? It's all different now. All right, cheers if you're on your first beer or your second beer. Yeah, JE says exactly. Peter, as soon as I arrive in Patra, it's like I've never left. It's like that for all of us. It really is. When I went back in December, like you guys who are saying I haven't been back for 3 years. I mean, it had been 2 years for me. I was very not nervous. I was excited, anticipation. You've seen the video. I sat in my car on my drive just there, and I was like, right, I'm off to Thailand. Here I go. Started the car and off I went. I was in a hotel in London, and I documented everything from when I left my front door to when I arrived in Thailand. And it was a lot of hassle, you know, with a Thailand pass. I had that thing stuck up my nose. I was picked up in a bus. I was like a leper, wasn't I? You know, with that Chinese girl. And me and a Chinese girl were in the bus. That was the only pleasant thing about it. She's English, but Chinese race. And it was terrible. But you know what? When they phoned me at 4 o'clock and said, they phoned me at 4 o'clock and they said, Kun Peter, you're negative. You know, music to my ears. You know how they are. And I was like, all right, thank you very much. And I sat there and I'd been asleep most of the day. In the video, I showed you that awful breakfast they gave me. And you can imagine I would have been on that for 7 days or 10 days. And you know what? All the hassle I went through, and it was shit. It was shit. It really was, guys. I went onto that aircraft and I wore that blue mask for 12 hours straight with a thin. I didn't research it. I should have bought a nice, comfortable mask with wide elastic, but I had a cheap blue mask on because that's what I normally wear. You take it off every sort of few minutes. And I had that on for 18 hours actually from when I left the airport. And, you know, it was hell on earth. I won't lie about it. It was awful, awful, awful. You know, they picked me up in a minibus. They stuck that. It's not like in England where they just put it up your nose and give it a little. They ram it up there. You know, it's like Jesus Christ. I felt that on the back of my eyeball. You know, it almost is like that. You know, and when they met the bus, I mean, I'm talking about this now because it's all in the past, and we can sort of laugh about it now or look back and think it was unbelievable. When this bus picked me up, you know, it was all sealed. I was separated from the driver. There was a little screen. You know, me and this Chinese girl were looking at. She's 20. This girl, she'd gone over to see her family, and we were looking at each other. And we're like, Jesus Christ. We pulled into this hospital. You know, the nurses, they opened the door. They're all in full combat. You know, with all the plastic, and they stuffed this thing in our noses, and they slammed the door. And we went through the car park of the hotel. And but you know what? The point I'm driving at here, the point I'm driving at with all this. Eventually, I was released. Kun Peter, you can go. Right, I went down to Sukhumvit Soi 4. I went into Stumble. I sat there on the road. It was about 5 p.m. Can I have a beer, please? Draft beer, pint of beer. This beautiful girl came along with a pint of, you know, a beer, nice ice cold beer. She gave me it and looked at her and smiled. She gave me a beautiful smile. I took this beer and I thought, you know what? All that I've just been through, it was worth it. Absolutely worth it. You know, I've been through so much shit to get to this spot. And here I am sitting here now and I've done it. I've done it. I've got a cold beer, got a beautiful smile from a beautiful girl, and all the rubbish went out the window. So, guys, if you're thinking about it, just get on the plane and go. Right. The reason I've held that motel, thank you very much, motel. That's very, very generous of you. The reason I've kept it there so long is because I forget what I'm talking about. So I'll talk about the super chat, then I'll forget what I was talking about. Right, Damon again. Right, Damon, I hope you're right about it feels like you never left. It's a lot different for me now. Damon, you are, I'm going to call you out here on the stream. Right? He's like this now, Damon. He'll tell me off tomorrow. No, honestly, Damon, you are a bit of a worrier, honestly, mate. When you get to Thailand, it will be the same for you. You'll get off the plane. You'll meet your long-term girlfriend. She'll be crying because she's so happy to see you, or she's crying because you just got off the plane, right? I'm joking. It'll be like you never left. Everything will be the same. It was for me, and everybody I've spoke to it is, you know, it's all getting back to normal. It is back to normal. I don't think the Thais are going to go back. You know, they've had enough of it as well. They're just taking precautions, aren't they? I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be upbeat. Okay. Hard Tulip says, meet you for a coffee next week, Peter, as usual, 2 p.m. Tuesdays at the church. All right. I think I understand that. Taxi to Lao. Lao. My first trip in 2012, remember the heat hitting me as I stepped off the plane. A lot of people say that. Filling in TM6, well, that's gone out the window now. You don't have to do that anymore. Form at immigration and the uneven payments after getting off the BTS can't pronounce it, at the station, right? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of quite common, isn't it? If you haven't been to Thailand before, you know, those sliding doors open and you feel like a butter basted turkey on legs, don't you? It's just so warm, really hot. But you know what you're saying about the uneven pavement? Yeah, it's not right. I mean, in the UK, the pavement's absolutely straight. Everything's right or near as damn. Same as the States, I would imagine. But I think Thailand not being perfect for all those little things, I think that's what makes it quaint. That's what I like about Thailand. I don't want to go to Singapore where everything's perfect or near on perfect, all right? That's not what it's about. I like to go to Thailand because the pavement's uneven, the taxi's not quite right. You know, the food comes out separately. I know it annoys us, it really does, but that's what makes Thailand right. And I do, you can look at all 300 videos I've ever put up here or more plus now. You'll never see me complain. Not one complaint. I don't like this. I don't like that. Because I think that's what makes Thailand. And, you know, you shouldn't be going if you're not happy with it, are you? Should you? Right. Right. Tom Yum Guy. I'm going on a bit again, aren't I? Right. Tom Yum Guy. Do-gooders have a subset, the virtual stutters. They call it virtual signaling in some net articles, but these folks are stuttering. Well, I'm stuttering a little bit tonight, but that's because I've had a whiskey. It's nothing to do with, what did you say it is? Do-gooders have a subset. I don't really understand what you're saying there, kind of 50% of it, but I'm kind of stuttering as well. But it's not because I'm one of these. It's because I've like polished off one of these. So I hope you'll let that slip and not judge me too harshly. Right, the Wu-Tang Life. Western men tend to go commando when on vacation in Thailand because of the heat. It is against the law. I hear it's almost 1,000 baht fine. Well, the problem is you're opening yourself up to opportunity if you break the rules. It's like vaping. I said a lot about vaping. I used to vape, and people used to say to me, "Oh, you know, you're paranoid." Because I said, "Look, I'm not going to vape because the law is you're not allowed to vape." When I was vaping, it might have changed. I don't think it has, but I told you why I gave up vaping. I was on a beach in Hua Hin, and there was a big sign there, and it said, "No vaping, no smoking, penalty 20,000 baht fine, 2 years in jail." And I looked at it, and I was with somebody else. I said, 2 years in jail for vaping, 2 years. And I thought, no. You know, and I thought even, you know, even if it's just about money, I'm not going to give anybody the opportunity to extract money from me, right? So I gave up vaping. So Thailand actually did me a favor. And I mentioned this on one of my earlier streams. And I had a few people come back at me and they said, "Oh, you're just paranoid because I've been down to Carlson Road to a nightclub and half of them in there were vaping, you know, or I've just been to a market and I've seen at least a dozen people vaping." I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. And they didn't have a problem. But what they don't understand is, yeah, I mean, I used to vape in Thailand. You know, I'd look around and duck down. I used to do it in the bars. They don't mind in the bars, but it is against the law. You are breaking the law, right? So my point is that if you're vaping, this isn't particular to vaping. I'm talking about general laws in Thailand that you might think you can get away with, and it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, right? Because if you vape, you might get away with it. Nobody might say nothing about it. You might go to a nightclub and 100 people are vaping, but you are breaking the law. And as a foreigner, you stand out. And the boys in brown, if there's 20 people vaping and 19 of them are Thai, they're not going to go to the Thais and try and extract money from them. They're going to go to you. So why open yourself up? It's not about being paranoid. It's not about being, gutless or anything like that. You are in their country as a guest, okay? They make the laws. If you want to take the chance, it's up to you. But when, like that French lady who gave them shit, she got deported. There was a French lady about 5 years ago. She was on a vape, and the police said, "Look, you're not allowed to vape. You got to go to the magistrate's court." Blah blah blah. She would have got a 5,000 baht fine at the they say 20,000 baht now. So I don't know. All right, let's go for broke. Let's say she would have got a 20,000 baht fine. So this French lady, she's in Phuket. Nothing to do with her being French. I'm just saying she's a French tourist. She's in Phuket. She's vaping. She got caught, banged her rights, and the police said, "You are not allowed to vape. You're going to the magistrate. You're going to the courts, right?" And let me just put this up so I don't forget. Now, what she should have done is said, "I'm really sorry. I'm not from Thailand, obviously. I didn't know. Could we settle this in another way? Could I go to the ATM and maybe we'll settle it that way?" And they would have said to her, "Well, you have to give us 20,000 baht." And then she could have turned around and said, "Well, that's a lot of money. Would you accept 5?" And they probably would have said, "Well, we'll take 8." And then she could have gone back to a hotel and had a nice buffet dinner. But what did she do? She started arguing. She started fighting. She started telling the cops about how she could smoke it in her country, and it's a stupid law, and all the Thais are stupid. And she went on, and you know what happened? They got pissed off. They took her in. She went to court. They deported her for vaping. So, you know, right. Big Tinge. Thank you very much for the super chat. That will get me some beers, and it's much appreciated. Okay. Right, where are we? Okay, we've got over 400 in again. Welcome if you just joined us. I'm really tempted to play that lady again. I'm not going to do it, you know. Business as usual. Right, Damien, you're on a roll tonight. I love the voice on the walkway at the airport in Bangkok. You're at the end of the walkway. Lovely stuff. Well, I've got a load of them, haven't I? I did them on the earliest streams. You know, airport sounds about Thai Airways, gate closing and stuff like that. Okay, Big Tinge. Peter, take one shot for Tiba. Yeah, well, I'm still on that first one. I'm not going to go mad tonight because you know what happened. I'll have a cheeky one right with you. If you're having one, I'll have a cheeky one. And then that's it, because I don't want to go on too long, because I wake up on a Saturday with a headache, and you know how it goes, right? Right. Okay. Let's do something else now. We've been going for over 2 hours. Let's have a look. What have I missed out? Okay, we're pretty much done. I think it's time for the ladyboy competition, guys. I really do. Right, I'll probably lose quite a few people here because a lot of people don't like the ladyboy competition, but I still do it. Why do I still do it? Because a lot of guys still like it. So we're going to go for it. Clive, McLaren F1 race. This is for you. Look. Really, mate, I'm with you. Okay, I really want you to get this one. Okay, right. So you know what it's all about now. Let me check because I'm so paranoid about putting the answers up. Right. If you haven't been here before, if you've been living on the moon, right, I'm going to show you 8 pictures. 7 of them are Thai ladyboys. Now, I've tried to make it easier this week. How have I tried to make it easier? Because one of them is, let's just say she wouldn't win any beauty competitions. You know what I mean? I don't want to be derogatory. So I've put one in there. It's totally obvious. So why is it easier? It means you've got to choose 1 out of 7, really, rather than 1 out of 8, right? So get your finger on the buttons, as I used to say on the old 70s shows, you know, the game shows. I'm going to show you 8 pictures. 1 is a lady, 7 are lady boys. I want to know who is a lady, okay? So let's just line this up for you. This is about a minute long. I'll leave it up so you've got plenty of time. Which one is a lady? Here we go. Right, okay. Kind of caught me out there. I poured a cheeky beer. I didn't realize it was ending so soon. Okay, right, let's have a look. I had to actually go and look up the answer because I forgot which one was the lady. Right, let's start right from the beginning. Hopefully a few people got this right. Right, which one was the lady? Right, Chok Wa Di Kwa. Mouthful there. No, wrong. Clive, I'm gutted, mate. I'm gutted. Simon Goodison, well done, mate. Well done. Straight winner already. Richard, no. DWP, no. Mike M, no. Master Senial Game, is it? No. TGC 2450, no. Clive, have another go, mate. Have another go. Paul Shackleton, no. Merseypool, no. McLaren, no. A lot of wrong answers here. Lewis C, no. JB, no. Dutch Frank, no. Do you believe it? I do, but it's wrong. Danish Bacon, no. Guns and Pleb, no. Boohoo, you lots of attempts there, Clive, but they're all wrong, mate. Have another go. Boohoo, no. Kev Mac, no. Gemini Star, no. World Traveller Forever, no. Kicks TV, well done, mate. Hectic Daddy, well done. Canary spreads his wings, no. Paul Hoskins, the number went up, not down. Okay. Everyone else seems to be doing all right with it, Paul. Mark Hanley, no. Clive, I'm going to stop reading yours out, Clive, because you're giving the same one unless I'm reading old answers. Real Rennie, no. Javier, no. Dutch Farang, laugh out loud. Right. Vlad the Inhaler, love that name. We've just been talking about vapes, haven't we? No. Paul Scratch, no. Colin Bullions, no. Tilt, no. Paradise Life, no. Geezers, well done. Well done, Geezers, down there in Haringey. Franco, no. Give it up, Franco. You'll have to buy me a pizza on Sunday. Crocodile Sunday, no. Nick D, no. Sim Race UK, no. Motel, well done, mate. Come on, Clive, have another go. Jolly Fox, I've read you out already. You got it right. Peter Parker, no. Chris, no. Cliff M, no. Right, I've got to just do the right answers now, guys, because there's a lot of answers here. Over 400 people in the stream, and everybody is guessing, right? So let me just go through this. I'm only going to I'm only going to read out the right ones, okay? Check bound, yep, well done, mate. You got it. Dave Stewart, you got it. Well done. Stephen Roberts, you got it. Well done. Of course, people could be going back and looking at the right answers now and doing it, but I'll take them on faith. Wayne Mander, you got it. Yeah. Damon, no chance. Paul Shackleton says, Frankel de Rosa, it's never number 2. I think Frankel just clicks number 2 every week, and it's always wrong. I might make it number 2 next week just for you, Frankel. Right. Okay, any more right answers? Let's have a look. Kicks TV, I said yes to you already, didn't I? We're nearly there now. Danish Bacon, well done. You got it, yeah. Right, I think that's it. Okay, let me put the answer up. This is only up here for about 30 seconds. I'm sure you're dying to know. It is difficult. Look, before I put the answer, let me just say, for me, when I used to first do this competition, I thought, why don't they get it? It's so easy. But I made the competition, so I know. But when I look at this, I was just looking at it now, and I thought, Jesus, it's hard. It's difficult. It's a lucky guess, really, isn't it? All right, here we go. Here's the answer. So well done to anybody who got it right there. But it is very, very difficult because usually the way you can tell is from hands, feet, Adam's apple. And of course, I've made it difficult because you only see the face. But it was particularly difficult this week. So the few people who got it right, well done. Right, guys, I hate to do this, but I don't want to stop the stream yet. It's 2 hours, 20 minutes. We're going to go for a while longer. But do you know what, guys? I've got to go and see those daisies. They need watering. So give me 30 seconds and I'll be right back. Did I miss anything? Right, I tried something a little bit different. That was very deep, that music, wasn't it? Okay. Have we lost anybody? Still quite a few people in. That's good. Right, let's get back and see what you lot are saying. You know, sometimes you'll see me read the comments. I don't actually say anything. I'm just smiling because some of them I can't read out. Some of them are a bit, they do put a smile on my face, but I don't want to read them out. Yeah. Dutch Frank. I thought we were spotting the ladyboy. No, we were spotting the female. There's 7 ladyboys, and the idea is to spot the 1 female. That's the old competition. It was the other way around then, but it was a bit really difficult, that one. Yeah, there's, if you're trying to guess about ladyboys, there's so many signals. But you know what, guys? If you haven't been to Thailand before and you're actually worried, I do get people write to me off stream and say, look, I watched your stream last night. I like the channel and everything, but I haven't been to Thailand. I bought a ticket. I'm planning to go in January. And they do say this to me. They say, one thing I'm a little bit worried about, I'm really afraid I'm going to take a ladyboy by mistake. I'm dreading it, actually. And I always say to them, I say, look, when you're actually speaking to a human being and they're next to you and you're looking at them, you're not going to make a mistake. And if you're not sure, ask a bar girl. You know, ask another one of the bar girls. Just, you know, give her 100 baht if you have to, but they'll tell you. Yeah, that was a bit rough, wasn't it? Number 8 looks like my dinner lady. Let me just put her up. God bless her. Yeah, that was... I tried to make it easy. Look at number 8, look. You'd have to be desperate, wouldn't you? Really desperate. Right. Keenox says, looks like I will be dining with Dave in Pattaya. Okay. Is it mild head world? Haha, good little Brit bit buffalo. Yeah. I tried to change the buffalo pictures. I did a couple different ones, but it's all, you know, it's always good to try and keep it fresh, isn't it? Damon again. What happened to the Buffalo music? Yeah, I explained at the beginning, Damon, what it is. I can't use Thai music anymore because YouTube are coming down really hard on everyone. Brian Flowers has lost his channel. I got a load of emails from YouTube telling me that I've infringed copyright notices. They didn't give me a strike. They haven't taken anything down, but they just said, look, you're using copyrighted music. And I didn't think it was because it's 60s and 70s Thai songs. So I've just made a decision now. All my music for anything on this channel is going to come from YouTube. It's not as good. It's nice to have a Thai theme because it gives a bit of Thai flavor to what we're doing here. But I can't risk it, guys. I can't risk it. I've worked too hard and, you know, I just can't do it anymore. Right, Clive, you tricked me, Peter. Number 8. You won't want to date with number 8, Clive. That's for sure. Should have the gold out of your fillings. Thomas Wright, looks like that sick buffalo everyone is paying for has recovered. Yeah, absolutely. Right, football 442. If Corona blows up again with a new variation, not dangerous, do you think Thailand will close its borders? Right, really seriously, we're messing about here, right? But really seriously, in answer to your question, I don't think they can afford to. I really don't, because they're going through a lot of pain right now. You know, you've got to remember, people say to me, oh, Thailand survives on tourism. They don't. Tourism is a big part of their economy, okay? It's about 20%. Don't quote me. It's give or take a few percent, but across the board, it's 20%. But what you've got to remember is they exported a lot of grain and rice and stuff like that over to Russia. Thailand actually sell a lot of cars to Russia, because don't forget, labor in Thailand is a lot cheaper than in Russia. So they make cars in Thailand and they export them to Russia. I don't know if you know about that, but they're not able to. So they haven't had no tourists. They're not doing any exports. There's a lot of people hurting. So, you know, the last thing the Thais want is really to go back to how it was. I think they're just taking precautions. These field hospitals they've put up is, like they said, you know, if you've got a vulnerable family member and you want to voluntarily go to protect yourself, I don't think, I might, you know, in 6 weeks' time, I might be on here saying, hey, I was wrong. It shows you I don't know everything. I doubt it. I think the Thais, you know, they're looking around what's going on. I mean, China is still doing full lockdowns, aren't they? I don't think Thailand are going to go back that way. No, I really don't. I hope they don't. Anyway, you know, we're all booked out to go. Damon's going out first time in 3 years. I'm going out again in October. Andrew's going out. Half you guys on here say I've got tickets for October, November, December, January. Let's hope. Fingers and toes crossed, right? Let's not talk about COVID anymore because it's very depressing. Prior 9. Have you booked your Thailand trip yet, Peter? Sorry if you've already mentioned this 100 times. I haven't mentioned it 100 times, but I've mentioned it probably 3 times. That's okay. I can tell you again. Yeah, I have. I've booked for October, the first week in October. I'm not going to tell you the date in case there's any nutters at Heathrow waiting for me with their Thai bar girl wives who are, they want revenge. I'm just joking. I had a lovely time in Thailand with even the bar girls like Nat and Dave. They were rooting for Nat. No, I have booked first week in October. The reason I've gone for October is because the flights in August and September are just outrageously expensive. And I thought, well, you know what? August and September is very, very hot. They're still having floods at the moment, although they are starting to ease off. October is a great time to go out to Thailand. So I'm going out for a month, booking for a month. And when I'm out there, I'm going to change my ticket and extend my, it's not a visa, but you know what I mean, the stamp you get at the airport. So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully I'll meet some of you guys out there. I mean, if you're in a bar and you see me and you want to avoid me, at the back. No, seriously, though, I met a lot of people when I was there in December, but Thailand was very quiet back in December. So I'm hoping when I get out there in October that there'll be more people I can kind of connect with. Because don't forget, as I always say every week, I don't know what you look like. You know me because you sit here watching me drinking beer every week. But I don't know what you look like. I could walk past you on Sukhumvit and I don't know who you are. You could be Tilt. You could be Clive. You could be all these guys, Danish Bacon. I see you every week. Javier Lopez. I see you week on week. But I don't know what you look like, So, say hello. Right. Javier, talk the devil. The ladyboy shouting about Stefan was truly hilarious, but you should consider to play it again. That guy. Well, I'll tell you what, Javier. Let me tell you the problem with that clip. And you might not believe this, but this is true. You all know it's a ladyboy. Stefan, she's actually calling her dog in the woods, and it's a setup. I was actually. Let me play safe. I'm not going to say the first, but I'm going to say I put that video up about 18 months to 2 years ago. I was one of the first YouTubers to put that video up, okay? It's been repeated over and over and over again. It's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on 20 channels on YouTube. It's been done and dusted. It is funny, but like I say, I was one of the early ones, okay? I got in there early, and then because it's so funny, people jump on the bandwagon, don't they? Okay. Alexander the Great, I'll be in Bangkok late October. I'll still be there. When I talk about meeting people in Thailand, because most of the people, all of the people, bar one I met in Thailand, it was great to meet them. They're all decent guys. They're all very nice to me. Nobody give me any shit. And I met a few bar girls in Patu who said they actually recognized me, and they're like, they were calling me Dave. It's funny actually. I went in. Where was it? I was with Trevor, or was it? No, it was after I finished with Trevor. I went out with Trevor. We had a night in the sports bar in, I can't remember, a nice American or Canadian guy runs it, very nice. And I said goodnight to Trevor, but I was staying in the Flipper Lodge in Soy 8. Is it Soy 8? No, Soy 7. No, yeah, Soy 8. So, I was staying in the Flipper Lodge, Soy 8, but not the Flipper Lodge at the top end, the bottom end, across from the Sailor Bar. And, sorry, got sidetracked there. I mean, I met a lot of people when I was there, and everybody was good apart from one guy. And I've told you that story. I'm not going to repeat this story because you know the guy I'm talking about. Here's $100 towards your lunch, right? But everybody else was okay apart from that one guy. Right, okay. The Wutong Live in Thailand from the current strain, about 39 people a day die from COVID, but a lot of Thais still wear masks. You know what? The Thais have always worn masks. I think they're born with masks on. They like wearing masks. It's not for us Western people. We're not used to wearing masks. When we're forced to wear a mask, it's a great inconvenience. It's uncomfortable. We don't like it. But a lot of the Thais, because of the pollution, Bangkok's a very polluted city. And even before all this started, the Thais wear masks. They just have always, not all of them, but a lot of them wear masks. And as far as the deaths go, I've got my own personal thoughts on it. I might be wrong, but I tend to think it's people with underlying health issues. They're already sick and then they get COVID, and that's kind of, the final straw that pushes them over the edge. I don't think in a lot of cases it's a COVID that actually kills them. Keenock again. I'm off to Patty next weekend. I'll give you a manga update. It'd be great if you could get into the stream. You might be able to, because if you go out and you come home drunk at like 3, 4 in the morning, then of course we're going to be live here, aren't we? Canary Express's wing. Can you book for more than a month? Bloody hope so. Do you mean the visa? Well, you can, if you apply to the Thai embassy, they send out a sticker now. You don't have to send your passport off. So yeah, you can get 2 months from the Thai embassy, and you can get a further 30 days when you're in Thailand. So you can get 90 days if you really want to. But I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to go out on a month, bang, stamp at the airport. I'll pay the difference and get a second month. Okay, oh, here he is. Did you miss him, Frank, or not? This guy. I've just blocked him. Right. Damon, Peter, I'm on a mission. It's hands off and on with socks. Yeah, glad you didn't say that word. Yippee, I'm on a camp. Yeah, because you're going next month, Damon. Of course, I was there in December. We've spoken a lot about it, and I feel your pain. I really do. And I really hope, no, I don't hope. I know you're going to have a good time. I'm sure your girlfriend's sort of like waiting with open arms, and I'll miss our phone calls, actually. And I hope you'll fill me in when you get back. Did that come out right? It is late. Right. Okay. Javier says Franco is having a very busy night. Really? I'm going to speak to Frank. Franco can't actually block anybody. What Franco can do is look out for the trolls, and he can actually. Hang on. Did I say hi to this guy? Mark ITC. Trev from Buzzin said you were so drunk you couldn't manga with Viagra. Mark, did you actually pay £5 just so that you could put that comment up? Do you know what? Isn't it a sad place now? I mean, thank you for the super chat if I've got it wrong, but I know Trevor didn't say that because me and Trevor are friends. Trevor knows that I don't mess about at the moment because I've got a wife, and I'm surprised that you've actually paid £5 to troll me. But thank you. Please pay another £5 and give me some more trolling. I love it. Absolutely. But Trevor didn't say that because I know Trevor. We're friends. Right. Nick T. How about some Thailand-bound T-shirts, Peter? Bit of a laugh. I was thinking about bringing out a Thailand-bound T-shirt saying, I'm a Thailand-bound manga with an appropriate picture. Something I'm going to think about when I'm in Thailand. Luxury vegan travel again. Oh, you're speaking to someone else? Only in Thailand. I stayed in the Flipper Lodge and had a good time. It's not a bad hotel, is it? The staff are a bit kind of, they weren't over-friendly, but then I guess I get it, because they get idiots there, drunks, they get people wanting to argue with them at the reception. So they've probably lost the Thai, the natural Thai smile because they're dealing with us, aren't they? A lot of idiots half the time. Nick T, how about some? Oh, I've done that already. I've only had 2. Right. Donald Pearson, how are you doing? Anybody had any experience with Russian ladies there? What's the deal? Funny enough, I answered this last week. No, I mean, why would you travel 12,000? Let's talk about if you're in the UK, you might be in America, but why would you travel all them miles to have a relationship with what you've got in your own country? And they're expensive, very expensive. So I've heard. Bendover said, you should know there's nothing like a free lunch. Yeah, absolutely. No, hang on. Let me say that again. You should know there's nothing like a free lunch. That's the guy who kept pestering me and said, join me for lunch. I'll buy you your lunch. In Patty. And I was like, oh. And I thought, well, okay, I should do my bit for viewers. I'll go and meet him. And he said, come along, I'll buy you lunch, right? And I keep saying this every week. I don't want to talk about it again. But if somebody sat with me and I said, I'll buy you lunch, the bill comes, I say, give me that, I'm paying that. Whatever it is, I pay it. And it's like, cheers. This guy threw $100 across the table and said, that's towards your lunch. And I said, put it back in your wallet, mate. I'll pay my own lunch. So right. Only in Thailand. I've read that already. I like that picture. Poorly Buffalo 555. Have a minimum trolling charge of 50. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if there's trolls out there who are going to drop me super chats starting at £5 going up to £50, I mean, welcome to every troll on the planet. Troll away. I love it. I'm going to be a rich man. Right. Yeah, Damien, you're having a busy night tonight, so I will translate that as a lot of trolls in here. Well, you get it, don't you? I can see the banned ones here. Hang on, let me have a look at that one. Yeah, you get a strange crowd in sometimes. You know, I mean, the thing is as well, when before I had anybody in the background looking after me. So, I mean, the guy who comes in here every week is a guy who's selling his sex site. He's got porno sites. He's like, hot girls, heart, 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 XXX, heart, heart, heart. It's like, oh, wow, I've never seen a porno site before. Let me leave Peter's stream and go straight to him. Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it? Rubbish. But he comes on, he does his thing. And it's not just me. He does it on, I've seen him on many YouTube channels. He's selling porn. I've just blocked him again. But he'll be back. I mean, 5 out of 5, he is persistent. I block him every week. He puts up another username and he's back again. But, you know, I'm very, very careful because sometimes guys in here will leave a remark. And if I didn't know them, I would block them. But I'm not going to mention names, but I'll get certain guys. I know they've had a few drinks. They're good guys. They're in the stream and I know who they are. And I'm just trying to read another one there. So I'll get guys who come in here every week and I know they've had a few drinks and I know they might look at the stream and they want to think, shit, did I really say that? And I'll look at it and I'll think, But I don't block them. Why? Because I know the guy's okay. He's had a bit too much to drink. We all do it. I drink too much. Other guys drink too much. You say, sometimes I've sent out emails at night. I think I'll drop that guy an email. You write it and you look at it in the morning and think, Jesus, I'll have to call him up and say sorry. But, you know, so I try not to block regulars because I know they're okay guys. Most of you guys are okay. But when you get a guy who says, hot girls, sex, 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 come and see it here. I mean, you know, he's not even a member. Right, Danish Bacon. Sad the Pig and Whistle is still shut. Stayed there a few times. I haven't stayed there, Danish Bacon. Great place for a meal. Soy 7, Pig and Whistle. It changed name to the Suit and Whistle, something like that. I don't know. I used to have a late breakfast in there or an early dinner about 3, 4 o'clock. Great place. Not cheap, but good. Right. Lee James says, what's the best sunscreen for a bald head? James, on a serious note, let me tell you something. And I know what I'm talking about here because I have researched it. Okay. So sunscreen is actually illegal in Thailand. You can't bring it just regular sunscreen, put it on your body, because what it does, it bleaches the coral, the ones with the chemicals, like regular off-the-shelf sunscreen. So if you buy sunscreen off the shelf regular and you put it on, you will get pulled. You will get pulled. I know a guy who was sitting on a beach all shiny with it on, and a Thai girl actually grabbed him and took him to the side of the road, and all the Thais came around. So, but there is good news, okay? There is good news because people will be writing this as I'm saying it, right? So sunscreen is that most sunscreens are actually illegal in Thailand because it bleaches the coral. But because of this, companies have brought out sunscreen that doesn't have those chemicals in them, right? So you can actually wear them. But the problem is the Thais don't know this. So if you put all this sunscreen on, you go and lay on the beach like a butter-basted turkey, as I keep saying. You're all shiny. You know, you'll get some funny looks from the Thais if they don't approach you. But I know some divers who need to wear sunscreen, and they've got a sunscreen that's got none of these chemicals in them. It doesn't damage the coral. And if push come to shove and you got arrested, then you could prove it because it's all on the back there. You'd have to have a lot of trouble, a lot of hassle and all the rest of it, but you could prove it. Now, let's turn that coin over. You're in your hotel room, beautiful blue pool, 6 floors down. You want to go down and lay on a sunbed and have a beer. No problem whatsoever. But on a beach, be very, very careful, okay? Clive again. Golly, we're all drunk, laugh out loud. I'll do the one on... Oh, right. Too much information there, Clive. Yeah, nothing wrong with having a drink, Clive. It's Friday night. Nothing wrong with that. World Traveller. The Russian girls in Pattaya ask for too much. Basically, they want for short time what this want for a week's companion. Yeah, I mean, look, there might be somebody watching this who, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Let me just put it this way. No, I won't put it anyway. Read the comment on screen. Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Oh, how long have we been going now? I'll give it 20 minutes tonight, guys. I'm not going 4 hours. I keep saying that, but I'm really not. Right, cheers. Matthew Alcorn's not in tonight, so we might be okay. Canary spreads his wing. He didn't say that because I was on his stream yesterday and he never mentioned Viagra. No, Trevor doesn't. Trevor, look, I know Trevor. Okay, I spent 5 nights with him. Oh, we met in the Sailor Bar and I spent 5 nights with him. No, that came out wrong. what I meant to say is I know Trevor because I spent some time. We went out drinking. He took me to his Discord groups, and Trevor wouldn't do that. You know, he's not the sort of guy who's going to come onto a stream and say that. But I can't believe, honestly, I'm shocked. I am really shocked, right? I can't believe that people know that if people know that if they want to, it's not a selling point from me, but a lot of people, they'll do a super chat, a small super chat, and then leave a comment because they want their comment read out, right? That's why some people will do a small super chat because they want their comment read out. And they know that when I see a super chat, I'll say thank you and read the comment out, so it's guaranteed. I cannot believe that somebody paid £5 super chat just to insult me and say something that nobody believed. When I read it, I thought, no. I didn't even think like maybe. I thought, no, you're talking about Trevor. I know Trevor. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't say that. But the guy paid £5 to do it. Come back. I love you. Right, do another one. Right, okay, boohoo. Peter, design a manga flat. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But what can you do, you know? Remember, Brian Flowers had his channel taken down. Ed's 20 Stone Sweet. You've changed your name. It was Ed's 20 Stone Wife. Now it's Ed's 20 Stone Sweetie. Yeah, manga appeal from Thailandbound. That's it, as Simon would say. Okay, I don't mind. I don't mind having this brandished on me. Let me, if you've come in late, I'm not going to rehash old news, but you know, Brian Flowers had his channel taken down. Oh, let me get, oh, hang on, I can take this. Hang on, let me, I learned this on StreamYard this week. Hang on. Oh, that didn't work. I'm just trying something new because I was watching a StreamYard movie, educational video, and it didn't work. Okay, let's, if you come in late, you know, Brian Flowers, the man around Patty, had his channel taken down, and this is what YouTube sent him, okay? I'll just leave that there for a minute. You can read it yourselves. I bet you could hear the bottle lid coming off there, couldn't you? Right, okay. Well, where has it gone? I'll get that off. Okay. I actually feel for Brian. He's a very nice guy, Brian. He really is a very nice guy. And, you know, to lose a YouTube channel, it's terrible, terrible. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I did actually say that, Mark. Sunscreen is illegal in certain oceans, not beaches. It's actually, look, I know what I'm talking about here, Mark. I'm not trying to be big-headed, but I've researched this. And I know in Thailand, regular sunscreen is actually illegal. You can't use it on a beach in Thailand, okay? And again, Charlie, he didn't mention Peter getting drunk. I watched that stream. What he said exactly, I'm not having a go at you. I know you're in the stream every week. You're a good guy. So I'm not having a go at you. But Trevor, he didn't mention Peter gets drunk. He didn't say that. What he said was, and I watched it, he said, oh, I know Peter likes a little bit of whiskey. That's what he said, okay? And as I said, I know you're in every week. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just saying you got to be careful because you can give people a bad reputation. You know, I don't want to become a drunk on here. I do like a drink, but Trevor didn't say that. Right, Nick T, yeah, okay. Donald Pearson, I understand now, yeah. Okay, fair play. DWP, I don't need Viagra. Okay, Donald, I guess you've been asking a lot of questions. I haven't seen them all, but you said, thanks, guys. I appreciate the help. Okay, bit of good information there. So Big C said, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Big C says, is it Nivea? Did I pronounce that properly? Nivea sunscreen is ocean friendly and is sold everywhere. Is it sold everywhere in Thailand? Because I don't know. I don't actually use suntan because when I go to the beach, which isn't that often, I like to sit under the, you know, I'm in patio, I'm in, not everywhere provides the umbrellas. Huahin does. But normally you have a canopy of umbrellas and they're so close, you won't get the sun on your body to burn you, but it's very bright out there. So I don't generally, my skin is quite used to the sun anyway, so I don't really get burnt too much. But that's good information. Thank you. Right. Wayne says, how about a t-shirt that says won't be long, it won't be a long one tonight? That's a really good idea. It won't be a long one tonight, guys. It won't be a long one tonight, guys. Right. Yeah, no, good idea. Right, Javier, SJ, yeah, pretty much. Okay. Clive, you've got this thing about the ladyboys that you're getting a hang up on it now. I don't have to pay anything to insult you. Okay. I don't have to pay anything to insult you, us, or anything. Just ask me to pick a ladyboy. All right. The reason I'm taking so long to read out these comments, I've got plenty of them to read out, but what it is, you guys are talking to each other, and I'm trying to find the comments that I can actually read out that aren't directed at somebody else. Right, Nick T, maybe I can read this out. I've had the odd look on at Desire on Soy 6. Nothing much goes on that channel. One very tasty bird called Dada, though. Okay, I don't know that one. Yeah, Matthew was in right at the beginning, but he's not in now. Mark ITC, I'll send you a clip of Trevor mocking you. You won't, Mark, because look, I can tell you right now, I haven't blocked you yet, right? But you are bullshitting. You're talking absolute bullshit, right? There is no. If you send me a clip of Trevor from Buzz and Patty and mocking me, okay, I will bow to you, right? Because he doesn't. I know Trevor very, very well. And I don't know, you know, look, I'll just say this. Shh, your mum's coming, all right? Total bullshit. Right. Paul, Mark, I said, I've got a Paulie Buffalo in my back garden. If you've got a spare cash you need to burn. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. I mean, who is this guy? Look, Mark ITC. He's probably working in a basement in his mum's house, or he's in a room in patio. He can't afford to turn the aircon on, and he absolutely detests the tourists because they spend a lot of money and have a good time. Mark ITC. What a total. I can't say the word because it's YouTube, but you know what I'm saying, guys. Send me the video. You can't, right? I give you your challenge tonight is send me Trevor's video. I can guarantee Trevor hasn't said anything like that. You're a bullshitter. Right. Richie Rich, I've watched Brian's channel and never seen nudity. Yeah, that's a strange one with Brian because even Brian doesn't know why it's been taken down. But if you've come in late, what Brian thinks it is, you know, because the bars in Soy 6, they do live streaming, and the YouTube channel that has that IP address might have some kind of a link back to Brian's regular channel. And because YouTube are totally against that sort of thing, they might have deleted that channel and looked at the IP and thought, oh, well, this is linked to it. You know, their systems pick it up. And I feel sorry for him. I really do. But he'll survive. Brian's a survivor. Nice guy. I met him, you know, when I was in Pattaya. Luxury Vegan Travel. Peter, yes, we heard the Typo iPlayer. What's that say? Peter, yes, we heard the Typo iPlayer. I don't, you know, you've lost me there. What does that mean? Okay. Paulie Buffalo. Brian losing his channel isn't a surprise. Should have been a bit more nude. Nudge, nudge. Yeah, he gets a lot of stick, Brian. You know, some of it's undeserved. You know, he's done well for himself in Pattaya. You get a lot of jealous people. You get people writing. You know, he's had people write to him and call him a pimp and a abuser of women and all this sort of thing. But, you know, it's Pattaya, for God's sake, you know. Kick CV. Nothing wrong with getting Mao as long as it's every day. And if you don't know what that is, he's saying nothing wrong. Mao is like drunk, you know. Right. I can't believe that guy paid £5 to come in and abuse me and then come up with another ridiculous statement. Give us another one. Go on. Give us another one. You're on a roll. Send in some more. Right. Brian's sense of humor is it's something different. I like it. It's very dry. You have to understand what you know. He makes jokes, and some people might not get it. I get it. Damon gets it because we spoke about it. He's got a great sense of humor. Brian's a nice guy, you know. I mean, he's Boohoo said no one gets drunk on live streams. I know a guy who does, and it's not me. You know who I'm talking about, Mr. Shirtless, right? Luxury Vegan Trevor, I am 99% blind. Oh, really? I'm not. Yeah, okay. So I always give a shout out to a guy called Noel who lives in Birmingham. He's totally blind. He works for the council, but I always give him a shout out because I know he likes to listen to the streams. Obviously, he can't look at the Ladyboy competitions and the Guess the Thai Girl, but I mean, he hears the music. he hears me talking about it and he enjoys the streams. I know he does. He always writes to me after listening to a stream. And luxury vegan travel, yeah, you wouldn't joke about something like that. So fair play. So I'm guessing you listen to the stream, you enjoy it. Thanks for being in my stream. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you enjoyed this. You haven't actually said you enjoy it. I might be presuming, but yeah, good to know anyway. Right, who is this? Donald Pearson. Yeah, DWP has lots of money to spend. I've never heard of DWP. Right, Dutch Frank says, if you claim pension with English address and stay in Thailand, he will come for you. Right. That is the last thing I want to do. Football 442. Why you don't open a t-shirt shop? Jesus. No. When I go to Thailand, I want to enjoy myself. I want to wake up in the morning, nice sun, think, you know what shall I do today? I've got no commitments. I know I'll go to deck 5 next door to the stable lodge and I'll have a nice breakfast. And then what shall I do then? I'll make a video. What shall I make a video about? Let's see. Right. I don't want any commitment. I want this guy to come back, this ITC or whatever he is, talking total bloody shit. Donald Pearson, where's the free speech cut, Brian? Yeah, well, it is YouTube. You've got to play by their rules, you know, if you want to be on there. It's giving me a wake-up call, though, guys. Honestly, I mean, I've ditched all my Thai music. People are going to write in and say, oh, you've changed the theme at the end of the stories. Oh, you've changed the outgo. I can't, I'm just not going to risk it. I'm just using YouTube music now. Okay, Richard Woolley says, I bought sunscreen Tropicana in 7-Eleven in Pattaya. Bloody glad I never got to use it. All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's illegal in Thailand, are they actually selling illegal sunscreen lotion in 7-Eleven? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be funny for the guy who put it on and got caught, but Paddy Pepsi, is it UA? In Ireland, we call Manga stoners and luscious drinkers. You know what? Ireland, you got in Ireland, you have all different sort of words, don't you? And I still remember one of my favorite Ali G videos. You know, remember Ali G? You know, he takes a Mickey, doesn't he? He's managed to interview some very serious people, and they think it's just a young man who wants some knowledge, right? And he went. I mentioned this before. He went to Ireland, and I'm just picking up on this because Paddy Pepsi says in Ireland we call Manga stoners and luscious drinkers. I think luscious is an American word, but anyway, they've got their own way of doing things and saying things in Ireland. And I used to enjoy watching Ali G. And I remember once he went to Ireland, and a very well-known popular phrase in Ireland is like, we're having a crack. And what that means is we're having a good time. We're having the crack. We're joking. That sort of thing, right? And Ali G made out he didn't know what it was. And he was like, yeah, but, you know, he's talking to this Irish official. He said, yeah, but, you know, why are there so many people on drugs in Ireland? And she's like, what? What do you mean? He says, well, you're always talking about the crack. We enjoyed the crack last night. We're on the crack tonight. We're going to have some crack. And, you know, this poor woman, she's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But, you know, it is really funny to watch. See if you can pick that up on YouTube somewhere. Right. Did Brian lose his YouTube channel? They took it down. He lost it. It's gone. It's gone. There's something they didn't like. They said something about nudity and all that sort of stuff. Another one. You're going to get a shock tonight, guys. Jamie296 T-shirt. It won't be a 4 hours tonight, guys. Boohoo. I burnt my shins in 2018 in Phuket. They're still grackly. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Boohoo. Right. Big C. Yes, sold in Thailand. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So we know the sunscreen lotion to get. Is it JJ Mitchell? Thanks for coming. I haven't seen you before. I really like the fact that you are straightforward and fair at the same time. Way to go. Checks in the post. Thanks. I'm just waiting for this ITC. Why is he not sending me another $5 to? I'm going to put his. You know, is it ITC or ICC? The guy who paid £5 to leave a message to troll me. I want him to like put lots of £5 to troll me. I'll put all his messages up. I can't wait. Where is he? Right. Right. 404 bad game. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I do like a drink, right? I don't want to be known as a YouTuber who goes on for like 20 hours and gets totally pissed. Trevor didn't say I got drunk on screen. He said Peter likes a whiskey. And I do like a drink, but when I get to the point where I think it's too much now, then I'll disappear. But you know, I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not upsetting anybody. If somebody's on this stream and they think I don't like this guy because he's drinking too much or whatever, they'll disappear, won't they? And that's fair enough. I understand. Right. 404 Bad Gateway. I don't have a problem with ladyboys. My first time in Thailand is September, but I'm worried about being caught out. But I will definitely visit a ladyboy club. Come on. I will definitely visit a ladyboy club just for the experience, right? Let's read that again. Let's analyze it. Let's dig down, right? Okay. First part. I don't have a problem with ladyboys. Okay, that's fine. Let's wish that away, right? It's gone. My first time in Thailand in September. Gone. Understood. Agree. But I'm worried about being caught out. Okay, you're worried. But I will definitely visit a ladyboy club for the experience. Really? Okay, let's move on. I'm not taking the piss. I mean, you know, I am taking the piss. I really am. Right. Who's this? Right. Is it Ruidai? Look, your name's on screen. I won't try and pronounce it because I'll get it wrong. Maybe you had this question frequently. That's fine. Sorry to ask it. Maybe again. From where is this lovely picture behind you with these awesome girls? I want to go there. Right. If I told you where the picture's from, I'm going to get an email from YouTube tomorrow saying copyright. I've actually got this picture from a place that I don't think's copyrighted. Okay. I think I legally can use this because they're normal girls in a normal environment. And, I think I can do it. I actually like, you know, I've got a weird taste. I actually like the vampire girl there. I call her the vampire girl because she looks like a vampire, right? But I don't want to tell you where it is because they might see this and come and say, "Oh, hey, that's our picture." And I haven't stolen it. I think I can legally use it. I'll tell you what. Let's have a change. Let's change it. It's been on for ages, hasn't it? I don't think I've got any more girly. Let's put the favorite on. The favorite. There she is. We've had this for ages. Lady. There. Okay. Party atmosphere. Right. Right. Petty Pepsi UA. I can't put that up, but I don't know who Mark is, but that's kind of a strong comment. Saji, a stoner isn't necessarily a manga. Well, I'm not from Ireland, so I don't know. So somebody else will have to answer that. Oh, it's going down a treat now. Do you know what I sometimes think? I'm not going to do it, and I'm not hinting at doing it. I'm definitely not going to do it. But sometimes when I do the like spot the girl from Thailand or spot the ladyboy, and the competition's finished, because I know a lot of you guys watch this and you're having a drink. I'm thinking it's been an hour since I did spot the, the Thai girl. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just thinking this out loud, right? If I did it again and said, let's do it a second time, which one is a Thai girl? How many wrong answers would I get? It'd be funny, wouldn't it? Because you know what the right answer is, but you've probably forgotten. Right, Donald again. He said, I would spend most of my time at the beach. If I moved there and like to surf, is the opposite on the patio. Yeah, I mean, obviously at my age, I've never been a surfer. I don't know anything about surfing. I know, when I say I don't know anything, obviously I know what it is, but I've never done it, and I don't know anywhere in Thailand that is good. But obviously, if you are a surfer, you will go into Google and you will, oh God, burping like mad. You will type into your browser, where's the best place in Thailand to surf? I don't know. David, hey guys, why was Brian? Oh, God, we've done this about 10 times now. Nudity. That's what they said, but he didn't have any nudity. Right. Ed's 20 Stone Sweetie. I'll bet the ball buster that called you out on the dog walks for YouTube. Come on, yeah. What? I wanted to read that. I bet the ball buster who called you out on the dog walks for YouTube. Yeah, what? Right, no name. Peter, will you? Yeah, absolutely. Right, you've put, no name says, Peter, will you? I mentioned this before. I'll mention it again, right? You put, Peter, will you document your move to Thailand? And I will. And I don't mean I'll document it like, well, here I am. I'm leaving my house. I've closed the door. Here's the taxi. I'm at the airport. And wow, I've just landed in Thailand on a beautiful plane with a beautiful. No, I'm not going to do that. What it is for me, I'll be married for 33 years. You know that, right? I'm having a nice separation, no hard feelings, right? But I'm going to document the emotion that I will go through. That sounds very serious, right? But I will. I've been living with a family for 33 years, my wife, 33 years, and I'm going out to Thailand as a single man. I haven't been single since I was 29, 30, something like that. So it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, right? So I am going to document it, and I'm going to tell people what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I might meet somebody, I don't know. I might be stuck in a room in Thailand. I might want to take that. No, that'll never happen. But, you know, but yes, in answer to the question, definitely. Mark Hanley, trolls trying to take over the stream. Mongers unite against the trolls. I haven't seen too many trolls. There was one guy, but he... I've never had a troll pay me to leave a troll message. That was great. Yeah, Paddy, Pepsi, I've heard that. Do you know, I'll just put that up there because I want to mention something on there. JB says, haha, sorry to hear you've never seen nudity. Maybe you should watch less of Brian's channel and watch more porn. Well, you know what? I've watched a few of Brian's videos where he's sitting talking to the camera, and they were quite enjoyable. But sometimes quite often actually, I'll get guys sending an angry comment to me. And what it is, they've never been to my channel before. They're on YouTube and they're surfing, and they see one of my thumbnails with the coconuts, you know, the big coconuts, and they click it, right? And they write to me and they say, oh, I was very disappointed. I've seen a beautiful, sexy woman on the front, and I went in and there's this old guy just talking. You know, it's not good enough. And I'm like, well, maybe can I, you know, what about have a look at Pornhub, X Hamster, there's XX, whatever. There's plenty. You know, this is a YouTube channel. Right. Dutch Frank, Peter, you can undo super chat payments. You can undo super chat payments. What you mean, like reverse them? I don't want to. If he's paid to troll me, I'm happy to take it. I might have got that wrong. You can write to me and explain what you mean. I might have got it wrong, but there we are. Look, there's me there. You can write. Anybody can write to me. The only problem when I put myself in a public forum, I do get a lot of shit. Right. 3 hours now. We're nearly there, guys. Yeah, Nick T's had enough now. So good night, all. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers, Peter. Yeah. You know, just in case you've come in late, guys, there's not going to be a stream on Sunday because it's going to be very, very, very hot, and I can't put myself through that. I'll let you know about which Sunday I do. Thanks for that, Luxury Vegan Travel. I'm always here, Peter. Your channel is awesome, whether it is live stream or true story. Thanks. I really do appreciate that. I like it. When people come on and leave compliments, you know, I don't read them out flippantly. Is that a real word? Flippantly, and just sort of say, yeah, thank you for you. I mean, it does mean something to me, you know. I mean, that sounds really corny, but, you know, I get so much shit about my thumbnails with the coconuts, and people give me so much shit with the comments. You know, when somebody writes in and says, thanks for your hard work, I like the channel and stuff, it does mean a lot to me. It really does. We'll start crying in a minute, look. Just joking. Right. Till, YouTubers would be best duplicating channel content on Bishop Rumble. Well, let me tell you something about Rumble. Somebody recommended Rumble to me a while ago, and I thought, what a fantastic platform. And I signed up to them, and I started to upload video because they've got a link. You can actually, let's not get too technical. Rumble they've copied the format of YouTube. If you go into Rumble, it's exactly the same as YouTube, and you can link your YouTube channel. I've got him, look. You see it right there. Murderer. Right, you can link your YouTube channel to Rumble. So you can give it the YouTube name. You say, I give permission. And what Rumble will do is suck down all your videos from YouTube, and it looks exactly the same, and they pay you in a certain way. But if you go into their small print on Rumble, they actually own your videos. You don't own them anymore. So these videos here, I own them, okay? YouTube give me a platform to, not this live stream, but any videos I upload. YouTube, I mean, I own them. YouTube give me a platform to show them, and they pay me a little bit of money for the adverts. And it is a little bit of money. It's not big money, right? But I own the videos, right? But with Rumble, if you check their small print, okay, and it's very, very difficult to decipher. Somebody recommended me, but I like to see the dots and the T's, you know what I mean? And I went into Rumble and I tried to decipher all of their terms and conditions, and they don't make it easy, right? But basically, in a nutshell, if you upload to Rumble from YouTube and you put them videos up there, you're basically signing to say, okay, Rumble, you now own my videos. You own them, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that. They just do it, and that's it. Right. JB, no time for losers as we are the mongers of the world, okay? Merciful calm down. So don't give the trolls any feedback. They might go away. But oh, I love it. I love to give them feedback. Oh, here he's back. He's back. Here we go. What's this one? Stop your mods from ban me. No, we're not going to ban you because you know the bet. When I was a young boy, I'll be honest with you, right? When I was a young boy, the circus was different to it is today. They had a lot of wild animals, elephants, tigers, and it was fantastic. And my mum and dad, when I was very young, used to take me to a circus that pitched up near my house. I must have been about 9 or 10, and I used to love the circus. But do you know what was my favorite part of the circus? It wasn't the elephants, it wasn't the lions. They were great, the trapeze and all that. My favorite part of the circus, I used to love the clowns, right? And we've got one on here tonight. So why would I ban him? You know, I mean, he's there displaying his fake name. Give us some more. We want to take the piss out of you. Right. Stephen Forex. I know another streamer who was reported by likely a jealouser. It's very hard to get a channel taken down. It really is. You can make up bullshit and write to YouTube, okay? But don't forget, YouTube make more money than us. So all these adverts that come out, okay, we are making some money now. I've got up to a level. I've just hit 39,000 subscribers. I'm not a long way from one of the biggest Thailand channels, a lot bigger than me all over the place. I'm not one of the smallest. I'm kind of middle there. But don't forget, when YouTube pay us this money, they make more than us. What you guys probably don't know is every super chat that you do to me, YouTube keep 30%. So if I get £100 in super chats, which is rare, but just say I did for easy numbers, I would get £70 because YouTube skimmed. No, is that right? 70, 80, yeah, £70 because YouTube takes £30 straight off the back. They make a lot more money than we do, guys, honestly. Paul says, you taking a look at epidetic sounds for music? Yeah. Do you know what, Paul? Who was I talking to tonight? I was talking to Andrew again. He hasn't been in the stream tonight, so I'm going to give him a kick in the bollocks tomorrow. But he told me about this. He told me about this tonight, and I will. Let me write it down. Hang on. Talk among yourselves. Pandemic. Is it? Oh, I've written that wrong. Hang on. Let's do it again. EDEM. Yeah, I did speak to, like I say, Andrew told me about this, and he swears by it. So I just put music. So I've written it down. I'm going to have a look tomorrow. Thank you, Paul, for reminding me. Okay, Paddy Peps again. If we work hard all my damn life, why should I not be able to live in Thailand and have my pension? Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You know, I mean, you know, guys of our age, we're of a different generation, aren't we? You know, I left school at 15 and went straight into steelworks, no qualification, pay packet on the table for mum, you know, but it was different back then, wasn't it? Let's not pretend. Yeah, okay. Boohoo. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to explain that. What you put there, I get it. I absolutely do. Yeah. Dutch Frank says because they want you to spend your pension in your own country. I watched a really interesting YouTube. I can't remember the channel, but it was about the cost of living crisis around the world in most countries. And the guy explained why we actually had this, right? I'm not going to go into it now, but it was really, really, really interesting. And what he was basically saying in a nutshell, it's nothing to do with Ukraine. It's nothing to do with, the war in Ukraine. It's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with the pandemic. What it was, when we were locked down for 2 years, the government gave out a lot of money on furlough, didn't they? Now, they're not going to give you that money and not want it back, but they can't ask for it back because they did it in such a way that we're helping you. So people didn't lose their jobs. Companies didn't go under. What this guy was saying, and this is a guy he supplies a workforce for major companies, so he knows what he's talking about. And what he was basically saying, the reason there's a cost of living problem is because the government need to get that money back that they gave out in the furlough scheme, right? And now, if you're a government, you said, right, we're going to put your taxes up because we need to get that money back. It's a death sentence, right? no government in their right mind would come out and say, we're going to put your taxes up because we need to get that money back. It's a death sentence, right? So what they do is they let prices increase. So, you know, if you're paying £1.50 a litre, let's make it easy numbers. Let's just say you're paying £1 for fuel for your car and 20% goes to the government. Obviously, they get 20% of it, right? I forget the figure I just said, but okay, £100. You put £100 of petrol fuel in your car, the tax is 20%, right? The VAT, whatever. There's a couple of taxes involved in fuel, but let's just make it easy numbers, 20%. So you put £100 in your tank, 20% go to the government, right? Right. Cost of living crisis. They don't want to tell you, right, oh, we need to get that money back. So they're going to be really clever, haven't they, how they do things. I can't explain right here, right now, the mechanics of it, but they can engineer it in a certain way so that prices go up. So if that £1, that £100 of fuel, they get £20 in tax. If there's a cost of living crisis, they've engineered it, and suddenly that fuel is £150 into your vehicle, you're not now paying £20 in tax. You're now paying £30 in tax, right? And that goes right across the board. So you think about that. Think about it, right? The guy explained it very well. I can't, this late in the night, I can't explain it. But what he's basically saying is that the government need to get this money back. They can't raise the taxes outright because it's suicide, political suicide. So what do? You put all the prices up. All those prices that go up, they're going to get more tax. All those companies who take more money, they're going to get taxed more. They get their money back. Makes sense, right? Right. Mark Hanley, US Mong. I've just been so serious about that. Then I read a comment. US mongers have a secret handshake. All right. Okay, I don't know about that. Poorly Buffalo 555. Ali G was. I must be well behind these comments there. He was funny. Right. Only in Thailand. Dutch Frank, because they want to spend your pension. Oh, I think I've read that. Right, guys. I think, you know, let's do a couple more comments. Franco needs to get his beauty sleep. I think Damon's working in the morning, so he's probably not here anymore. Carefree42 says, Peter, all mongers like a drink. Well, I'm not mongering at the moment, but I do like a drink. Hard Tulip, Peter, what's your favorite Nirvana song? There's only one, actually. They had a massive hit. I can't remember what it was, but it was the one that was out in the 90s. It was massive. Obviously, that one. He's back, right? Okay, Mark ITC, big up PSC. All right. I haven't banned you. What's his name again? Mark ITC. I haven't blocked you because you're coming out with some funny stuff tonight. You might be a bit weird and come back next week as an okay guy. I don't know, but until you're really bad, we'll keep you here. Okay, Clive, noted. Clive, it's noted. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Do a record, right? I wouldn't be able to drink though if you said I'm going to break the Guinness Book of Records for the longest live stream, but I don't know. But I would imagine some Russian guy in the, you know, in the forest somewhere has done like a stream that lasted for 3 years or something. Okay, the Wutong Live. Team Whiskey, Team Vodka, or Team Tequila? Of course, Team Whiskey. Hard Tulip. What is this? Beat the DJ tonight. Beat the jock. Van Halen, not really my sort of band, mate, honestly. Right, I think we're all set, guys. Listen, it isn't going to be 4 hours. It's been 3 hours, 15 minutes. No complaints about the outgoing music. I've explained why. Let me find it. Right, I'm all set to go. Guys, thank you very much. I'm not going to be here on Sunday because of the heat. Obvious, right? I've got 5 stories coming out in the morning. I hope you're going to enjoy them. I will definitely be back on Friday, 9 p.m. UK time. I'll let you know about the Sundays. But for now, I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to say good night to you now, and I'm going to leave you with something a little bit different. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Good night. Well, I suppose I better stop the stream, don't I? Good night, guys.